Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Jum Jumington, former CEO of Jumington Dynamics, broadcasting live from the Jumington Dynamics Auxiliary Hazardous Material Storage Facility somewhere in the world. How's everybody doing today? It's a nice, relaxing Sunday. What's up, Flash? Good to see you. Oh, got some buffering already. YouTube does love to buffer me. I don't know why. I don't know why. My connection looks good and clear, but that doesn't mean a damn thing. Doesn't mean anything. None of these numbers mean anything. They're all lies. Let's go ahead and power this bad boy on. Woo! Went through today and was cleaning some stuff up on the back end, and make some of my stuff a little bit easier, and then found some things that I did not have set correctly that I reset. So I don't think it'll have effect on anything. It's like minor graphical stuff in my OBS scenes that I cleaned up. But a nice relaxing weekend for the most part. I did some nice electronics work. I do love to tinker. I swear I love like working on the old consoles, like just slightly less than I love playing on them. I love cracking them open and modifying them or fixing stuff or trying to puzzle out what's wrong with stuff and get it working and revitalize old consoles is a big hobby of mine. Some soldering? Oh yeah. I was drinking deep of those delicious fumes. But not really. I've got a fume extractor. I know I say that a lot. I like to joke around about that. I've been huffing these fumes. Don't huff those fumes. Don't huff those fumes. Get a fume extractor. It's really bad for you. I busted up my N64. I finally put it back on the bench. Had some failing caps in the power supply I had to replace. Not too difficult for the most part. They're all through hole caps. The thing with through hole stuff is that I have a desoldering gun that it's basically like a soldering iron with a hollow tip and then has a vacuum pump in it. So you shove it over the pin, get the solder molten, and then suck it up. And it does a pretty good job. However, where it will have issues is if at the factory or when the soldering was done, if the pins are bent flat against the board, then you can't get the tip over the pin. And so you're left with some cleanup work after that, and that can get tedious. If you do that wrong, like if you use the solder gun, it's the same with all soldering. If you apply too much heat for too long, you'll delaminate the board and cause damage to the pads, and that is a huge headache to fix. And sometimes you'll run into that from corrosion, like leaky capacitors will corrode the board, and sometimes they'll really mess the pad up, and you got to do a lot of repair work on that. But when the desoldering gun can't get over the pin to pull the solder off properly, that sucks. It's rough because I gotta be like real touchy with it. I gotta really like focus my patience. What's up, Leather? What's up, Silas? Good to see you both. And the second light, right as you were making a slipping sound. That's what we're all here for. This is just for me going. I hope not. That's not a trademark thing. So I had a couple of those that the pins were a little bit lower than I want them to be. People in this area just refuse to put mufflers on their cars. I don't know if you can hear that. I can hear it. Because the low rumble like triggers my noise gate. It aggravates me. Damn you cars. So I got that switched out, and then I upgraded the Nintendo 64 with a small add-on board. Pretty straightforward soldering job. That re-adds the RGB output, the SCART output, which is a higher quality output than S-Video, which is previously what I used to capture off of it. So I get a nice crystal clear image out of it. Well, as crystal clear as you're going to get with analog. It's looking pretty good. I might do some other cap replacements. But I don't know. They all looked fine. The trouble with like the capacitors, right, is that they can look okay, especially for surface mount caps, but they may have some leakage underneath them. And the way they're seated to the board, you may not be able to see it on visual inspection. But then testing them can produce some inconsistent results unless you really, really know the circuit, which I oftentimes don't. Because if you're trying to test a capacitor in circuit, the rest of the circuit will throw your measurements off. So it's hard to judge on that. But if I don't need to replace them, if there's not a clear issue, I'm kind of like, well, I don't really want to do it. It's one of those things. It's like changing batteries out. You get like old alkaline batteries. You don't want to leave them in all the time because they'll leak and mess up the contacts. But you also don't want to just be changing them out all the time just out of fear of that. So it's rough. Arkham is going to go from Super Smash Brothers to slurping now. All slurps all the time. You get some nice ASMR channels there. Get some of the weirder ones. I do enjoy a good ASMR video, and I'm not afraid to say it. Some of them get a little bit out there for my tastes. I don't really like wet sounds. Yeah. Have you thought about selling courses on soldering online? Or it's real informative. There's people who are much better and more skilled and experienced than me, and much better at explaining the things than me. That do a lot of stuff like that. So I'm not nearly confident enough in my skill level on stuff. I lose patience with things and end up causing damage. Like I'm getting better at it, but I'll like be working on something and it's like, I just need this to be done. And then whoops, got some more repair work to do. Preferred no talking ones. ASMR videos help during very rough time in my life. Yeah. When things get a little bit too much for me, I got a couple choice ASMR videos that I pull up that I quite enjoy. And generally speaking, I prefer either no talking or talking in a language I don't understand, if that makes sense. Because then it makes it easier for me to shut my brain off. Like Bob Ross, but with soldering. I just put a just a dot, just a happy little dot of flux right here. And that's going to help these joints flow really, really well. And you don't want to use too much heat. You want to get in there nice and close, but you don't want to push too hard. Let the heat do the job for you. That's probably a little bit quieter than Bob Ross. Bob Ross is not super quiet. I do not like that. I like I'm not going to get into it. I don't think any of it's weird or questionable, but massage video ones, hair playing, rushing, that sort of thing. Yeah. That sounds real good. Would you say you've got to get in there nice and deep? Like sometimes you got to get in there nice and deep, like, some of these, like the Dreamcast HDMI board, like you got to get in there with these very fine pitched ICs and get this ribbon cable soldered up to it. And you really got to get in there. You got to be real careful. The trick is you got to use a lot of flux because it'll help direct the solder so you don't get a bunch of bridging. And when it's that small, it's easy for that bridging to go wrong. I've had those go really wrong. And then it's just like, well, this is dead. This is over. Can take anything and everything out of context. That's why I try and fail to be careful about what I say, because there's so much that like someone can come in at the wrong moment and be like, what's all this slurping? What's going on here? What's happening? Delicious. These are happy little wells. Yep. What's up, Mr. Diddley Tingle? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, so I'm working on that. I also cracked open the Twin Famicom, my Sharp Twin Famicom, which I really love. It's a really cool system. Combines the original Famicom with the Famicom disk system all in one neat little package. I got some games I'm excited to play on that I needed specifically because of the microphone built into the second controller. We'll get to those at some point. But there are some issues with those. Mine did not have a problem that is common with them, where in the audio circuit, there are two resistors that are flipped. And so the audio is not mixed properly, but there's still audio out of it can be very quiet. And the fix is just to replace one resistor with a lower value resistor. And that was one of those where the pins were like bent hard down to the board. And I really had to like carefully work at getting those out of there. It was also an awkward position because of other stuff. But man, that desoldering gun like really does the job. And I also recently bought some extra tips for it. And one of them is a wider tip that's made to get over solder tabs. A lot of times like heat sinks or RF shields will just have like a solid flat tab that's soldered through, and a normal desoldering gun won't fit over that, but they make a tip that will fit over those. That makes it a lot easier to desolder that. Especially like an old NES has that. You got to get a board off of there to do work on it. It's kind of a pain. I won't be helpful. I'll defend you because I'll just go, Emoji Joe. The Emoji Joes never die. I appreciate that. I appreciate Emoji Joe being kept alive. Emoji Joe can never truly leave us. Emoji Joe will be with us forever. But I went through, did that, and I did some prelim work. I'm finally getting back to those Super Famicoms that I bought. Bought like a lot of Super Famicoms, and like 3 out of 5 were functional but need some minor repairs. 2 of them appear to have bad CPUs. It's very fun testing that. I think about that stuff a lot. Those the Super Famicom and Super Nintendo ones. Even immune to the spear snakes. Yes, that's right. There ain't no. That's one thing they don't have to redub. They don't have to redub Emoji Joe dying to say that he didn't die, because Emoji Joe can never die. Emoji Joe can neither be created nor destroyed. He merely shifts form to other emojis. That's the adaptability of the Emoji Joe. It can be any emoji, anything at all. From the puke emoji to the milkshake emoji. Is there a milkshake emoji? There's got to be something like that. I'm like equally surprised anytime I look something up. Well, there's a milk emoji. Maybe it's under something else. Oh, there's like a chugging emoji. I don't know what that's called. Chest milk. We got Death Joe. Emoji Joe. from beyond the grave. I'm always like surprised when I'm like looking for an emoji to suit something, and I'm like, really? There's no emoji of that? And then later I'll see another emoji like, why is there an emoji of that? Why do we get the puke emoji, but I don't have like certain foods that I think are very, maybe it's just my American mind. Coffee one, I think, for chug. That's me every morning. Slam to jam that coffee. So I'm working on that, working on the Super Nintendo ones. I got to, it's good that I have a couple dead ones because I need to practice with the hot air for doing some capacitor replacement on that. And I don't have a ton of practice with that. So I'd like to practice on something that already has issues. Is that a car battery? It could be. It looks like a toolbox to me. Sometimes emojis display differently on different devices. I don't think the YouTube chat does that, but I know if like you're texting, like an Apple and Android phone may show different versions of an emoji. So like the Super Nintendo ones, like what's funny about the two that have like chip failures is that like a lot of games you'll put in and they're fine, and you'll test it and think like it's fine, but it fails on 2 points on the Super Nintendo test cartridge, and you'll be like, well, why is it all these games run fine until you put in like Mario Kart and it's like the mode 7 stuff like goes all haywire. I'm like, oh, that's bad. You can replace those CPUs with virtually any other SNES CPU. There's different revisions on the, they call them 2-chip. It's actually 3 chips. Doesn't really matter. Their basic nomenclature is 2-chip versus 1-chip. The 2-chip systems are basically like a lot of the hardware is the same. They did change the audio on some of them. So I have, when I pull up those systems, I have a test routine where like, because like the majority of the time on old cartridge systems, because all of the software boots off of the cartridge, right? Like there's nothing internally, generally speaking, that's going to come up. There are some older consoles like the Master System. Some versions of the Master System have a game built in. But like a Nintendo, a Super Nintendo, if you put a game in and power it on and it powers on, you just get a black screen. A lot of the time, that's just a dirty cartridge connection. And if you feel like spending the money, you can get like cleaners for those that are like cartridge shaped, and then the edge connector is like a little bit abrasive and it cleans those off, and those do a really good job. If not, you can just take a game. I don't really recommend this except out of desperation. You can just take a game and jam it in and out of the cartridge slot to kind of knock some of that loose, but get it like a real cleaner. The reason I don't recommend it is that you're putting a lot of strain on the game too. So unless it's a game you already know is dead or don't want, put it in there. That black screen cousin took his game system to the shop. Yeah, that's very common. Like the Nintendo 64 I got cheap off of eBay, and it was like, doesn't play games. And I'm like, we'll see about that. And that Nintendo 64 is fine. It was just a dirty cartridge connector. It's almost as good as the Super Nintendo I got that wouldn't power on, and I opened it up and the power connector had been desoldered from the board and nobody resoldered it. It's like, well, just dollop some solder on here. It's fine. Can't you also blow them out? No, do not do that. Do not blow on the cartridges because your breath contains condensation, contains moisture. And when you blow in those things, you're introducing moisture into the metals, which will add to corrosion. So blowing is what they used to tell people to do, like blow the dust off, but it's actually like, it's bad if you blow on it. If you use like compressed air or something like that, that's okay. Depending, as long as you don't like get that. But yeah, don't blow on like electrical contacts like that, because you will add moisture to it, which will increase the corrosion. It's something that I see a lot in older controllers. I go through a lot of controllers, man. I get a lot of controllers and I go through and clean them up. And I see a lot of controllers that have, just from like the hand sweat. This is really gross. The hand sweat sweeping in to the inner circuit and causing corrosion around buttons. Usually the stuff just gets dirty. Sometimes it's really bad. One of the Super Nintendos I got looked like they spilled like root beer inside of it. I didn't get a lot of cleaner in that. It came out okay, but like sometimes it doesn't take much. Sometimes I'll find something that has like one dot of moisture, like something got in it and was wet, and it like just corroded this tiny through hole via, and then I had to reroute that, and that was a pain to work with, but everything works after that. Minor repair. And the main reason I found that is because I know one of the games I used to test is Street Fighter 2, because Street Fighter 2 doesn't initialize the audio portion before it shows video, right? Because that's one thing that can happen if the audio part of the Super Nintendo fails. Most games will initialize audio first, and then when that fails, they'll never load the rest of the program, so you'll never see anything on screen. But Street Fighter 2 will bring up the Capcom logo and then initialize the audio engine. So if you put that in and it freezes at the Capcom logo and you get no sound, you know you got an issue with the sound, and it narrows down what you have to look for. Remember the speech my cousin's brother gave us? Electronics and cartridge repair guy told us all for it. Yeah. But it was like back in the 80s and 90s, like that's what they would always show people like blowing on them. And the manuals would say not to do it, but you'd always see people like, well, just blow on it. It's good to go. And like, no, that's probably not it. But a lot of people use that. The information got around, unfortunately. So yeah, I really enjoy fiddling with this stuff, and I'm looking to get more practice on the hot air stuff because I got a couple other things I want to work on. One of the things, I haven't played anything on the Sega Genesis yet, and I will in the future, but there's like a lot of contention on the Sega Genesis over the audio circuit in different versions, and there are some modifications you can perform to get like really good sound out of them, but some of it requires replacing surface mount ICs, and like there's ways to do it without hot air, but hot air would just be better, but it's in a tightly populated area, so I need to make sure that when I'm removing these 8-pin surface mount chips, I'm not also blowing off a bunch of tiny capacitors that I'll never find, which is I did get my replacement board and it finally showed up. I was afraid it was lost in the mail. I got my replacement board for the PS2 so I can put that in there and then compare, so that so I can put the other board aside and stop trying to dial in a capacitor value on it and just use this other one. It's going to go back to watching anime as I question, why am I watching people be in pain and suffering? What anime is it? The pain and suffering in the anime? Is that it? Which anime is it? Is it Technolize? There's a lot of suffering in that. I really enjoyed that show, but that show it's grim. It's grim for a lot of reasons. But yeah, pretty cool. And also got together with an old chum of mine. We watched Alien last night. That was real cool. I haven't seen that in a while. It holds up, in my opinion. His opinion as well. Alien holds up. And then I did some shopping. I had some money left over at the end of the month, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy some stuff. So I got some more junk to fix. But I also picked up a couple of replica maps for some games that I didn't have the maps for. Mostly Legend of Zelda. A Link to the Past. Yeah, A Link to the Past. I got the nice poster map for it. It was only like $10, so I'm very hopeful it's very nice. I had forever the original fold-out map from the original NES Legend of Zelda, and I think it got lost in a move. I have not been able to find it. I've not been able to track it down, and the last time I remember seeing it and quote-unquote putting it somewhere safe was like 15, 20 years ago, and I don't remember seeing it since then. I've moved like twice since then. So I fear it's either lost or it's in some random thing, like inside a book or something like that I thought it'll be safe here, and I don't remember where it is. It's just gone. So I got a replica of that fold-out map just because I really, really like it. I like the original Legend of Zelda map. Black Butler. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Not too bad to see a guy break his leg to get cooked in the first episode. Yeah, that show's pretty crazy. And now YouTube won't silence me. YouTube just like, it's like a coin toss. Like, we're gonna let this person talk? Boop. Maybe. It's like Two-Face. YouTube is fine with cooking for people. But, when times get tough, we've all got to band together, join forces, and to ensure the perpetuation of our species. And part of that may be some light cannibalism. And the sooner we all get comfortable with that, the better. In my opinion. Now, it's easy to say when you're the one doing the cooking, but just keep in mind, the chef is also on the menu, so to speak. So eat today, get cooked tomorrow. You gotta be prepared for that. And the lottery's not rigged no matter what anyone says. I mean, people who said that are probably still gonna lose the lottery soon. Don't ask me how I know that. Thank you for doing Sunday streams. Depressed as hell and working construction. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Silas. Well, I hope that this stream can revitalize your spirit somewhat. I know it is. It's rough. A lot. a lot of stuff going on in the world. A lot of craziness. We can try our best to leave our worries and troubles and shoes at the door. Curl up on this virtual couch that exists in your mind, because I don't have a couch to display for you, and enjoy some video games. Short straw method works. Yes, if you randomize it well. Yeah, the most important thing about a random lottery to determine who gets cooked is that it can't be like so random that the outcome can't be manipulated. Now, I'm not saying that because I have designs on manipulating the outcome, but I'm just saying that it's healthy to have a little bit of the option there for reasons. Lay down in the cold slabs of Jum's facility. It is pretty chilly here. Oh, that's one last thing I want to talk about before I jump into the game. Corpse starts for everyone. Yes. Yum 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 yum. My schedule. This is another week. I don't have my schedule. I had my schedule prepped and ready to go, right? And I have a good reason here. I got to redo it because I am expecting a part for a furnace to come someday this week. Right now it says tomorrow. That may not happen. I'm hoping that it does. And that's going to be like an all-day affair of banging on this furnace. And so whatever day that does show up, I won't be able to stream because I will be busy messing around with that. And I just got a shipping confirmation that indicates it's coming tomorrow, and I had something scheduled, and I'm like, okay, well, I gotta reschedule this. So I'm gonna try and put this together and make it clear, like someday next week, probably Monday, but possibly another day, if I have a stream scheduled that may get bumped. But this is just like the 4th or 5th week in a row that I'm like, well, looks like I gotta scrape one of these days off to take care of some stuff. Which is why I'm glad I have Sunday, because Sunday's always relatively safe. But I really want to get back to Alone in the Dark on Monday, but I may have to wait till Wednesday, which means the stuff I had planned for Wednesday will get kicked off next week. That's what it's looking like right now. The worst part of it is the longer I go without adding another game, the more indecisive I get about the game, which actually works out to be a good problem, because then I have like 8 thumbnails ready for whenever I actually do get to those games. But I really want to do a Blender stream too. So we can get the furnace fixed. I hope so too. Like everything I have seen and observed about this furnace tells me it is this part, and this part should fix it. And it's a lot of work to change this part out, but this should fix it and get it going for a price that is much cheaper than replacing the entire furnace. And there is a certain correct view that says the furnace should just be replaced. However, that does not magically make the money appear in the bank account. So if this works, or at least buy some time. I've talked about this before, but that's like one of the biggest problems of being on the low end of the income stream, right? Is that you often have to make choices that will cost you more money in the long run, because you just don't have the money to make the better choice today. Now, I don't think this is necessarily bad, but it is a bit like throwing bad money after good, so to speak. However, if it gets like another 2 or 3 years out of it, that's 2 or 3 more years of being safe and warm and not having to worry about that, and then having time to plan and come up with a better option. Unfortunately, the stuff just keeps getting more expensive, so kind of like damned if you do, damned if you don't. But I am confident we can get through it, but I'm probably gonna chop the crap out of my fake skin at my fingertips, which is not great. I'm really running low on that stuff. So fingers crossed. Enjoy 3 years of saving up a bit for it. Yeah. Like I have the money to buy this part now. And that money is like a drop in the bucket of what a new thing would cost. So it's more time to, it's not even my furnace. It's not even my furnace. Like I'm just the labor in this. Just a technician in this for other people. But, you know, if the roles were reversed and I needed this assistance, I'm sure they would, as they were able, be there for me. So I guess we all got to stick together as best we can. Mostly so you can keep track of people to be aware of their health conditions, which may alter the, alter the equation when it comes to the previous mentioned cannibalism. Anyway, let's head over to the game. Where did I have this set at? Put this up. 2 points there. Make a note. I had to turn that way down for the Alone in the Dark, which still I am still like so worried about that Dreamcast. It's driving me crazy. I played a bunch of games for like a few minutes at a time over the weekend to try and get a better read on it, because the audio coming out of the digital end of it is so much louder than it that I worry that there's something in there that has gone wrong, right, that is producing an issue. But everything that I'm looking at, like it's if something's gone wrong, it's on the board itself, on the adapter board, because the analog audio was like fine. It doesn't help. It doesn't help things at all that Alone in the Dark has a lot of audio crackles and cutscene audio. And I've confirmed that like that's just in the game. But it's still like driving me crazy every time I hear it, because I have that fear in the back of my head that there's something wrong with the console somewhere. And so every time I hear that, it's like, is this normal? Is this failing? So I need to spend more time playing other games on that to get an assessment on it. It doesn't sound like bit crunched. It doesn't sound overdriven. I've looked at the audio and the recording, and it doesn't seem like it's clipping. It's just so much louder. I don't know why. I don't know why. Although that may just be like HDMI stuff in general, because like the PS3, when I hooked that up to HDMI, was like of equal level of loudness. So maybe it's just that. That's the weird thing when you go like that solution is like a digital to digital solution that produces the audio in the HDMI. It pulls it from a digital source and then puts it on HDMI. Whereas everything else I have that's hooked up regularly is like all analog that then gets converted to digital in a different box. So like the maths are different. All right, so we only need 205 points for the next level. Damn! We're doing good then. We've got 2,000 gold, which is a far cry for what we need for the next available upgrade that we have seen so far is the magic armor. Right? Which I don't know. It may or may not be worth it. That's very expensive. It's extremely expensive. How's our HP? What's our status? We did rest last time, I believe. Yeah. Small shield. Can we get a better shield at some point? I haven't seen anything in that town. Let's pull open our adventurer guide here. So we're not even on that anymore. We're on the back now. So we're level 11. Green Dragon has it way higher up on the list. I think we can take the dragon. I could be wrong. I think we can take the dragon a little bit sooner if we could get it to go to sleep. Isn't the anti-magic though? I don't know. I don't think at this stage, I don't think the armor has that kind of effect. I think it's just a higher defense. I don't think there's any stat listed that's like, what's up, David? How is it going? We're just getting started with the grind. Spent my usual half hour chatting it up. So we're just getting into it. I'm trying to figure my next course of action. I know I need to grind some more. I mean, get some more money. We're only 250 points away from the next level, or 205, I think he said. So we're very close. Where is the iron shield at, though? Magic armor, silver shield. So we're close enough to getting that next stuff. But I think all of this, like the flame sword, it's on the right level. This like flame sword and the silver shield, I think those are in the next town, which is like way out of our capability now. Like this stuff there is way too tough for us to contend with. Let's go back to Remuldar and see if they've got something. I don't remember where I got the shield that I have now, but I think we can do better. It's also advising us to grind in the catacombs beneath Remuldar. Or not Remuldar, Ingram? What is it? Garenheim. Garenham. Man, I'm way off in the names. So we have the Grave of Garenham, where it's telling us to go grind. I don't want to do that. We can fight the Goldman and other tough enemies out there. Just because it costs us money, because we have to use like a magic key or two every time we want to go in there, versus just like walking around outside. So kind of ridiculous. Let's go back up to Garenheim and see. It could be in next day. I thought I bought it the highest that was around. In the two eastern towns that I've been at, which are, let's see, what are those two maps? Here's a town, Garenham, Cole. I think Cole, yeah, that's Cole. Cole and Remuldar. Remuldar. I think we got the best they have out of it, except for the magic armor. Let me look up the, I don't know if this is, ooh. Every time. Look at this real quick. Check the armor. I don't, from my recollection, like it doesn't do magic protection. Enchanted suit with mysterious healing powers. Woo! Maybe, I don't think I ever bought the magic armor because it was so expensive. Shield, iron shield. 800 gold. We could afford that. According to this, it's better. Not even. What's up, Verhenmo? How's it going? What's up, Zane? 51st State's dream. Son of a secret underground facility. That's how you live it. Trying to keep all my dealings underground. I'd be underground too. Normally. I have the full plate. Magic armor. Well, we'll check it out. Because it says it's got mysterious healing powers. If it heals us, that would be nice. Where do I get the iron shield from? Is the question. No, not stairs. Small shield. Small shield isn't even listed anywhere on here. We're getting experience points like trickling in here. Watching wrestling home, we now swing by and say hello. Oh, I appreciate it. Hope you enjoy the wrestling. I'm so far removed from my days of watching wrestling that I don't even know who is active anymore. About the only time I see stuff is like somebody griping about some scandal. I'm like, I don't even know who these people are. And the female, remember, had cheek for days. Oh my gosh. All right, I don't think it's here. We'll just take a look. Large shield. Are these names like inaccurate? Still doing the keys, huh? No, well, I still got some keys, but I'm not gonna come back here and use them. I'm saving them for other stuff. I don't want to go back through this. I blew enough keys on this already. Where is it possible that this is incorrect? Living Pro Wrestling Encyclopedia to educate you as much as possible given the chance. We'll have to get together someday for that. I think that this is incorrect. These names. I think the leather shield is the small shield. The iron shield is a large shield. I think that's why I'm confused. You have a gambling key problem? I just got the keys that I need. Large shield. Then why I buy the small shield for 45 gold? Yes. No. Yep, so that was it. So we've got a better shield, so our defense is higher. We're just leaving now. We're not doing the key thing anymore. Although there will be other uses for the key, which is why I did buy some more keys. I've got 3 magic keys. I wish I could sort this, but so let's get back over to Rimuldar. Not for keys. Not for keys. We're done. We're done with the keys. Well, sort of. I think we'll need a key after we fight the dragon. So at this point, like, if I die, we're losing 700, what? Like 706 coins, which is not great, but it's not a huge sum, but I'd rather not lose that. However, if we keep fighting, if we're going for that magic armor, we're gonna need so much more. So much more. But I'll just have to go further south and fight the gold man who gives us more money. If I can get there. These guys will just quit running away. Like the cowards they are. Really? You dodged me. You dodged me. You dare. How dare you? You take your whooping. Take your whooping. The magician's like, hell no. All right. HP is not too bad. I am not taking the dragon on. We're just heading south. Because I tried it last time, and while I did put some levels on, I gotta listen for the wall bump. I definitely was taking, like, he was doing like half my health in damage every time. Now we have a higher defense now. I don't think that's gonna do it. We can try putting it to sleep. But I am doubtful of our chances with that because we can't even get the gold man to go to sleep. If we can't even get the gold man to go to sleep, like, heal. What chance do we have against a dragon? You know what I'm saying? It's not good. Major Draki. Skeleton, face my wrath. You are no match for me now. It is like very satisfying. I'm taking the long way around here. We've never gone this way before. There's nothing much out here. Just monsters in this wilderness. But it's so satisfying seeing like the actual progress happen. Like enemies that you previously were like, I don't know, this guy's kind of scary, I'm gonna run away. And then you can take him in a fight like quite easily. In just a few levels with relatively minor upgrades in equipment. It makes a huge difference. The wolf! These guys are usually pretty tough. How many hits does it take now? How many licks does it take to get to the center of the wolf pop? 1, 2, 3. Which is not bad. Definitely not. They can definitely still like cause us some harm, but they're not as bad as they were before. As long as I'm here. I'm gonna take a rest at the end. Do 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 do. 55. So much money. So much money I desperately need. All right, so let's head south and try and fight the gold man and some tougher stock. What if I just did this? Oh no, you can't put me to sleep, you fool. Oh. Get wrecked, you muck-encrusted juggler. Oh no! We got sneak attack by the metal scorpion. Do we ever decide if the metal scorpions were actually covered in metal or if they're just like have long hair and thrash a lot? Know what I'm saying? The Wraith. I think the Wraith tries to hit us with spells. I'm gonna stop spell this guy. We didn't decide. It's probably that they're covered in metal, but I like to think of them as long-haired thrashers throwing up the horns and just like swinging their hair around. Or maybe we didn't use spells. I swore those guys used spells on us. The Wolf Lord, Lord of the Wolves. I have to rebuild my memory on this. Oh, yep. Well, he just has stop spell, which is not that big of a deal unless he like really damages us. I could probably stop spell his stop spell. But do I need to, is the question. Oh no, he's dodging me. How dare you? Let me put up the back map here. Purple area, so the east. What's up, Sky? How's it going? How's the Jumnation? Oh, we're doing good. How you doing? How you been? Hope your weekend has been going well. Goldman is in the purple. So a little bit south, all the way south. Okay, well, we were there. I don't trust that map. I don't trust that map to maintain its accuracy. Go further south. I want that Goldman. I want the money he has. Goldman has my money, and I'm coming for it. Still under the weather. Broken heater ain't helping. Oh, no. You too. I was just telling everybody how, like, I've got to rework my schedule around a new part coming for family member's furnace that I'm working on next week. Try and save some money. Get their furnace up and running again. It's not good. I don't know what the temperature's like out there. It's not great here, but it's not like the coldest it's been. Hey, we leveled. So like it's not the worst time to be working on it. Where it's at. It's the 40s. So like it's livable. took a hot shower and brewing some coffee, getting a new furnace installed tomorrow. Ooh, yeah, I know that's a real big expense, and that's rough. But once you get it in and everything's working, and then you have many years. Today was the coldest it's been since it's been out. Ooh, that sucks. Well, at least you won't have long to wait for that, and then you'll be able to, rest easy knowing that you should have a good decade or more, hopefully much more, without having to worry about it again. Built-in air purifier and humidifier. Oh, those are nice. Those are really nice. I think they're better now. I know I've known people who had like older furnaces that had like 15-year-old furnaces that had those. And because of the age of the furnace, they just became like a huge headache to deal with. But like newer stuff's a little bit better. Last one lasted 19 years, fingers crossed. Yeah. I hope so. Those are big expenses. It's so hard to prepare for that. Like it's like a car. This isn't really realistic, I think, for most people. But like ideally with a car, it's like you get a car, you're paying off that car, but it's probably not a bad idea to also slip a little bit money into the savings account to go towards the next car. And it's like with the furnace, like you got the furnace. You probably, most people have to finance that stuff and you're paying that down, right? Or however you paid for it, but it's probably not a bad idea to start putting some money away for the new one. But that assumes you've got extra money to put aside for that. And then you have the willpower to like not touch it ever. Because like, how many of us just have like 15 grand just kind of sitting around collecting dust? Most of us are not Scrooge McDuck with a big vault of coins. Thank God for installments. Yeah. How could the average American like eat that cost at all? Yeah, and what's worse is like every time those things got to get replaced, the price is will have gone up much higher reasonably than most people's pay. So it's like, I'm still making about the same amount I made when I paid 10 grand for this. Now it's going to be 15 or 20. I'm not really making that much more money. But it is really hard to, like, you have to be in a good enough, secure enough financial situation that you can afford to set money aside for things. And like, ideally, if you've got like, 10 to 20 years before the next one, like, you don't have to set aside that much month to month. But I've known a lot of people that like, we look over their finances to try and like scope out a good budget for them or figure out how they could, have some money to set aside, and was like, no, your bills are just like, you have nothing. You have nothing. When he placed the one that came out of their house, it was $5,000. It was nearly 20 years ago. Yeah. Yep. I forget what my parents paid for their furnace when the last time they had to replace it, which has been a while. But it was pretty high. It was pretty high. The problem I have is like between like the two of my family members who own homes and will have to deal with the furnace issue are either not financially secure enough to be able to deal with that themselves, or they are, but all of their ideas of what things should cost are 30 years out of date. And so every time they're like, yeah, this is going to be X amount of dollars. Like, what? It was half that last year. And it's like, last year was 15, 20 years ago. When my father had to have his hot water heater replaced, he was convinced that we could have gotten it done for under $500. And I'm like, I don't think I could even go out and buy a quality, not a crappy, but a quality hot water heater like the one he got. I don't think I could go out and buy that for $600, let alone get it installed. And he didn't pay that much more for it, but it was like, I know they're ripping me off. And then he just spent like a solid 6 months trying to find anything wrong in the house, water related, to complain about. Because like the hot water heaters, you get replaced, and one thing that can happen is that you can shake loose a lot of gunk that's in the water lines that will then get caught in stuff. Like if you got a washer hooked up to the water line that's usually got like a kind of filtration system on it, and you can get a bunch of gunk knocked loose in the water lines that will then plug up the hot water end of it. Your hot water pressure will drop off. You just gotta hook it and clean it off. It's not a big deal. No, Sky. I have to. No, I can't let that. I have to hide this. I have to get rid of that. I can't have people searching that. Do not search that. No. That was a very good bit. Please, God, don't anybody go search that. Oh my God. It's gonna be on the screen. It'll be in the video. No one will be able to hide it. Oh my God. Can we go back to just Rick rolling? What's up, Crooked Gamer? How's it going? How you doing? I'm just grinding the enemies here. I just had Sky trying to slip some devious search recommendations into the chat. Oh my God. I hope nobody looked at I hope everyone viewing had the sense to not look through that. Power increased by 8. Response speed increased by 5. 1 hit point. 7 magic points. And we learned a new spell. What's our new spell? Outside. Just looking up 3D prints. Ooh, did you do 3D printing, Crooked Gamer? I have a 3D printer and I have hardly used it. But the things I did use it for, I was very happy with. But I found like the one I got. I mean, this is a lot of them. It took like a lot of fiddling to work on it. And there's some things that are like, well, I just can't fix this. This is just how it is. So it's been like mostly successful. I have like the things I put on it. What sort of 3D prints are you looking up? I'm curious if you don't mind. So the outside spell will take us outside immediately of any dungeon, which is really handy. Well, that still looks like that message is in chat. Like if you didn't have the on-screen chat, I wouldn't, deleted that. Yeah, you can probably still see it. I just see this. It's very strange. Nobody searched that. Oh my God. 3D printing. Actually, that 3D printer, Serpentera 3D mega figure is insane. Serpentera 3D mega figure. I want to look this up now. I remember looking up like 3D prints for like posable like action figures and stuff and being very impressed. And that was several years ago. Oh. Interesting. I'll be curious on that. One thing I never messed with one of the 3D prints I did, I just kind of spit them out and was happy with it. You see the 3D printing back today, it's been like a decade ago. It's crazy how long the 3D printing has been like available to the general consumer and like mostly straightforward enough to like get a printer and go. But like I printed stands for my scalers. I got a vertical stand for the PS1 because it's not running a disc, so it can sit sideways, save space. Print little brackets like that. A lot of stuff I print is just like utility stuff that I'm like, I need something to hold this. I need a mount for this. And upgrade to a K1 Max because I have heard good things about it. I'm so out of it with the 3D printers. I'm so behind the curve of like what's out there. I was looking a couple years ago and I did end up going through with it. Looking at resin printers. Because I was doing a lot of tabletop gaming. Still interested enough that I like the idea of doing it, and I'd considered like, well, what if I could print some stuff and sell it? Maybe that might be an avenue. And I ended up abandoning just because like the resin, there's so much you have to deal with like cleaning it, and then you end up with like buckets of like, well, here's some gross resin soaked in this alcohol, and I was just like, you know what? I live in this tiny enclosed space. I don't think I want to have more fumes to huff, so I had to back off of it. But I'll still always be eyeing that because I thought like the resin prints were like very cool. My 3D printer is was it Creality Ender something, and I've been mostly happy with it, but the heated bed is like dented, or I don't know how to, it's like more like a bowl. It has a slight like bowl like indentation that I've tried to work around, but it makes it difficult to get like that real good first layer. But most of the stuff comes out all right, but like sometimes things just don't go right. And a lot of the stuff that I printed was like 8-hour prints. Yes, the gold man. Can I put the gold man to sleep, or is it just a waste of time? I will try to put the gold man to sleep. I have not been successful yet, but it will save me a lot of health. We put him to sleep. All right. How many attacks can we get before he wakes up? 1. All right. Well, that was kind of pointless. We got 1. We're taking slightly less damage now. 152 gold. Interesting, but I get what you mean. The hassle with all that. That's why I choose from PLA. Yeah. Because the one thing I liked with the resin was for like smaller detailed stuff without having to deal with print lines and things like that. Was enticing to me. I was dreaming of crushing us. And then he woke up and crushed us. But a lot of that like can be dealt with if you have a good enough printer. But I haven't dealt with trying to paint the stuff that I printed or like smooth out any of it. Which what you can and can't do depends on the material. There's some materials where you can do like an acetone setup that just kind of like melts it. Back, I had to do it. You monster. But the oh no. No, Sky. No. Don't clip it. Don't clip it. I want to get some solid meme action. Oh boy. That's not a bad clip. Yeah, like the smoothing on 3D prints, like if it's I think ABS, I think you need to do ABS to do this. You can get chemicals like an acetone that will smooth out the surface. Otherwise, if it is not something that will react chemically to that, a lot of the smoothing stuff is just like a coating that like can even it out with like mixed results on that. But some of the stuff I've seen, if you paint it, like it just looks decent on its own. Got those memes. I appreciate the memes. These guys just do not want to go to sleep. Go to sleep, gold man. Go to sleep and let me pick your pockets. Give me money. I've painted them out on my hand with acrylic paint. Plan to try airbrushing next 3D print to do. Ooh, airbrushing's very nice. Very nice. Yeah, it takes just like earlier painting, takes some practice to get to it, but like you can get some really nice results off of that. You're healing himself. I guess this isn't one of those games where like healing spells hurt the undead. I knew he had spells. I knew he had magic. Yeah, I could do this all day, buddy. Sooner or later, you're gonna run out of magic points. I'm not gonna run out of fist. I got fist for days here. I can stab you till the cows come home and then some. Try and heal on me like that. You fool! I might have to look up some 3D prints for the future for some stands for some devices I'm making and a potential mount. I got really excited about this new switch, this scalable video switcher that hobbyists to set up a business putting out. And what it is perfect for me because it's all like the analog inputs on a video switcher that every input and output is just a module and they just like snap together to form like one strip of switching. So you can customize it to get exactly the inputs or outputs you need. And I was real excited about it and went on sale last weekend. I think it was last Saturday. And I had to be out of town. And I missed it because like, the supply is short. So I have to wait for that to come back in stock. I'm still on the fence about it because it's going to be expensive for all the stuff I'm running into it, but it will mean like a cleaner setup on all the consoles and not having to like manually flip-flap around the cables all the time. But then I have to like have somewhere to put the thing, try and like mount it up. I'll have to fashion something for that. I spent a lot of time like, wow, I just one-shot that scorpion. That scorpion had strangely low HP. That was suspicious to me. Looks like he already got beat up by somebody else. I think those scorpions might only have like 18 hit points, possibly. So our goal right now is to get 7,700 gold. Were you gonna stop my spells? Stop this, sucker. Could you stop my sword? I don't think so. Nothing can stop my blade. My blade has drunk the blood of a million wolves. I have slain countless of your kind, and I will slay countless more. A couple more, and then we'll have to start heading back. For safety. But I try just for like ease of my setup, try to have as many consoles like available and connected, if not necessarily powered at any given time. My space is fairly limited, which has been like a big factor. Like I've got my PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 1 are both stood up on their ends. So they just sit right next to each other very nicely. Oh no, he's dodging. Oh no, this might get ugly. Ooh. Oh. We crit the guy into the grave. Okay. Keep going a little bit more. Dang it. I was hoping for a gold man. Like, so I got the consoles. I should take a picture of it sometime and post it. Although, I have to do something with the wiring. I'll get heavily criticized for the wiring. But like right now, I've got, like PlayStation 1, my PlayStation 2, the classic toaster front loader NES with the N64 sitting on top of it. It's nice that the NES just offers a nice flat surface that I can sit another console on top of. Unfortunately, the N64, much like the Super Nintendo, is a top loader, so I can't really put anything on top of that. Then I got another shelf down below that has the Sega Saturn with the 3DO, the Sega Saturn, and the GameCube. And there's a little monitor stand. It's sold as a monitor stand, but it's just like a little metal shelf that sits above the Saturn, and it's big enough to hold the Dreamcast and the Super Nintendo. But I also have I have to set these in like awkward locations when I hook the Switch up. The Xbox 360, the PlayStation 3, like seated weirdly. And I've got a Genesis and the Twin Famicom that I just don't have room to set up in here. So anytime I set them up, I'll have to move something out, which I hate. My PC Engine is just sitting like right underneath my monitor arm on the desk, and I'm fine with it. It's fine there. But every time I want to play a different system, I have to unplug like the video cables and move stuff around for it. And so having that switcher would take care of that nicely. However, it will get expensive because like you need at minimum the control module, which I think is $40, an output, which is $35, and an input, which is $30 to $35. We'll assume $35. So right there, that's like $110. And that's switching nothing because it's just one input and one output. Well, I've got like 7 or 8 devices just on SCART connectors, like $30 to $35 a pop. Like, it'll get pricey. The nice thing is it's set up to automatically switch when it detects inputs. You can program it to communicate with the scaler to automatically switch profiles on the scaler based on the input, which is also exciting. I mean, I'm happy with the scalers. They do a really good job to my eyes, and I think it looks okay on the stream, but it is kind of a downside with this stuff that to get like a good integer scale puts it at a higher resolution than my stream, so it's getting scaled back down on the stream. And I'm like, I've tried to adjust it, like, what if I just lowered my output resolution so that it's the same on the stream? And then it's like it still doesn't quite look good, but I don't think it loses too much of the effect. I think it still looks decent, scaled down for the stream. I'm trying to make him look nice. But then I'll go back and watch a video, and like the compression that YouTube is using, when I get to the bubble bobble section, like the blacks are not black. It looks like some horrible Jackson Pollock painting of like various different patterns and shades running in the all black background. I'm like, does it look like this when I'm streaming? Because it's just the way it compresses stuff. I can't control it, but I'm not happy about it. Oh no, it will not work. It will not sleep. Okay. Sooner or later, like my skill will be high enough that I can just put it to sleep. Or not. Yeah, maybe I'm just wrong on that. We're almost halfway there. YouTube Crest is Eldritch data processing. Yeah, they put some kind of secret sauce on it that I'm not a fan of. Let's stop spell this guy. We should be able to take him. It will not work. Holy crap. Oh no. Oh, my money. Oh, my money. Please wake up. Please wake up. Oh my God. We're dead. Oh, my money. We lost so much money. Because that stop spell didn't work. Oh, that's so painful. Those guys are so dangerous. Like, stop spell usually works. Stop spell, in my experience, doesn't have a huge failure chance. But against those guys, when it fails, like, oh man, is that bad? Oh man, is it bad if that fails? Because they'll put you to sleep and then just like chew you down. They took your fats too. They took everything. They took everything from me. They don't even know who I am. Those guys are the most dangerous thing out there now. They're more dangerous than everything else. It is something that like later games employed methods to bank your money to avoid that loss, or at least to be less serious. Not this game. Not this game. I should have talked to the king to see how close I am to a new level too. I can't believe you get encounters in here. That's so needlessly cruel. Yeah. Really want to get out there and just like put some roadblocks up. It wouldn't go well, but I don't know if you can hear. I can hear it on my end, like obviously because I'm here, but also like I can hear its effect on the noise gate on the mic, and it makes me crazy every time I hear someone like cruising by with like a crappy muffler. Just ain't no need for it. Yeah, I don't think it's in 2. I don't believe. I think it's not till 3 or 4 that adds like the bank function. I could be wrong. Even in this area where we can mostly take like these enemies that come at us, the risk of death is still ever present. Like things could always go sour. And since I got stop spell, I'm like, I don't need to run from those guys anymore. Maybe I should just run from them. Maybe I should just try running. But that's the thing. Like if you try to run from those guys and it fails, you're in the same boat. Like they put you to sleep and then they just like burn you away. Got my coffee now. Nice. Coffee is making me thirsty. Delicious. Decaf coffee is actually real nice. I'd never know. I'd never know. I need the caffeine. I need it. It's the only thing keeping me together. I'll drink coffee whenever. I'm willing to accept the consequences of a 7 p.m. coffee. Hell, even if I don't pump my body full of caffeine, like my sleep is incredibly erratic anyway. The other day I woke up at like 4:30 a.m. and was just like fully awake. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm just up now. That kind of sucks. That's not a lot of sleep, but like I can't really get back to bed. Can't really get to sleep again. And then it's like 3 hours later, I'm like, actually, I'm kind of tired. I think I could sleep now. But that sucked. That's like threw the whole day off. It's like the should I just like stay up and try and power through this, or should I like give in and just like finally go back to sleep after this like 3 hour mystery period of just like, no, you're awake now. And then I just could not wake up. It was terrible. That type that can be in bed for 12 hours easy, try and drink less caffeine. I try to keep a limit on it. Like I generally only drink coffee. I have about 3 cups of coffee in the morning. Like coffee cups, not like actual measurement wise cups. And that's usually it, but sometimes, especially when it's cold out, I'm like, you know what? I could go for some coffee right now. The chronic EB boyness. I used to be like a real night owl. And now it kind of comes and goes, where there's sometimes where like I'm just working on something, and the next thing I know it's 3 a.m. and I'm like, oh boy, where has the time gone? And then there are times where it gets to be about like 10 or 11 o'clock, and I'm just like, my brain is done. My body can keep going, but my brain cannot. I always say like, I reach a point of like tiredness where like I find it difficult to like continue conversing and like coming up with stuff to talk about, I'm just kind of like start playing in silence, and that's usually I'm like, oh, okay, it's late anyway, I should probably roll out. And then I'll still be up for like 3 hours, like working on something. But it's like, yeah, I couldn't talk during this. I'm just gonna go, you know, solder stuff for a while. Just able to stay up until 5 a.m. playing games with friends. Sleep until 8 a.m. for my morning classes or work. Oh yeah. When I was in high school, I would stay up all night playing GoldenEye on the Nintendo 64. And then I'd have to go to school and then work the next day. And the whole day I would swear I could hear bullets ricocheting in the distance because like my brain was just full of the sounds of Nintendo 64, and I was like half conscious through the whole day, like halfway in a dream where I could hear sound effects from the game. And the same thing with the original GTA. I hear those like the joggers. I don't know if they were joggers or something else, but the dude's in orange. You get extra points if you run him all over. And he just is like this chanting. I think they're supposed to be monks or something. And I would hear them. I would hear them from the other room. It's like, it's not real. It's not real. It's just a sleep deprivation. I was going to stay up for days. 6 days, which is insane to me now since I can barely last a day now. Yeah. Yeah. It's really not good. You reach a point where, depending on what you got going on, your activity level and age and all of that, like, you just really need that sleep. You can't stay up as late as you used to. You just can't keep it going. Playing so much Rainbow Six Siege that I would see RL security cameras be like, they got a Valkyrie. Gold man, is he made of gold? He is presumably a golem composed of gold bricks instead of so he does give good money. Silas. He is an excellent person to fight. He does dish out some powerful hits. But he gives more money than anyone else we've encountered so far. Let's see this money. 154 gold is good, solid money off of these guys. So that's why I'm down here on the southern edge of this, hoping for more gold men. Less of these jokers. Quit healing yourself. Quit it now. Quit it now. Get out. More money for your keys. No! No more keys for now. I have 3 keys. That should be enough keys. There should be plenty of keys. I should not need more keys. I hope I don't need more keys. I don't want to go back to the key shop. Every time I go there, I get funny looks. Guy's got fancier and fancier jewelry every time. He's just rubbing it in my face how much he's ripping me off with those keys. There's another place you can buy keys, and it's in the starting castle, but you need a key to get to them. But he'll sell you keys at a huge markup. At a huge markup. So like, this is actually like the bargain place to find keys. I don't think I need, I hope I don't need more. Yeah, and that's the thing with a lot of this game is like, there's a thing there and you're gonna need a key, and you better do everything you need to do in there now, because it's gonna require a key every single time. Like the majority of the doors that require keys to open, that door doesn't go away once you open it with a key. It's back as soon as you leave the screen and come back. That key will be there waiting for you. What does stop spells do? Stop spell, if it works, will block the opposing party from casting spells. But sometimes it doesn't work, which is how I died a little bit earlier. I cast stop spell on a warlock and it didn't work and he put me to sleep. But if it works, they'll try to cast spells and the spell just fails. So it makes fighting magic equipped opponents like way better. Like this guy, the Wolf Lord, can cast stop spell on me to stop me from casting spells, which I'm fine with as long as like I'm not taking too many hits, which I'm not. It's like I wasn't going to use magic on you anyway, but I might want to heal. This guy can cast healing spells, but that just means stabbing him more, and that doesn't really cost me anything as long as he's trying to heal himself. No, he's not. Saw a guy broke his neck live match. X9. Oh God. Oh God. Like legitimately? Yikes. Who was it? Goldman, give me your money. Empty your pockets, Goldman, which I guess is just your legs. I'll take your body. Grind it up for gold. I'll grind you up like you're a stack of old PC motherboards trying to get that ounce of gold out of you. Kevin Owens? Yikes. Another dude even climbed the ladder fast to end the match. Oh boy. Oh boy. I hope he's I hope he comes out of it okay. I don't think we need more unfortunate deaths in the world of pro wrestling. I think we've had plenty. Although it strikes me that is an ever-present risk in such an activity. It's alive. That's about as good as it's gonna get. Ooh. I don't know how people have recovered from crazy things. Let's not get too grim about it just yet. He could come out of it horribly injured, but still like able to move. Goldman, put your money in my hand and pay me. Oh, I said pay me, not beat me. No touchy. 173. See, we are almost back up to where we were when we died. As long as I get a lot of the gold men, we're doing good. Oh no, he's dodging me. How dare you? How dare you? See, his stop spell failed. It's not just me. 65 gold. Come on, Goldman. I know you're out there, Goldman, and I can smell your gold. I can smell your sweet golden body that I wish to chisel into small enough chunks for me to exchange for goods and services. I mean, if it was me, like, I would find the value in all these things. This would just be like a hunting expedition a la Oregon Trail. I'd be selling like wolf pelts. I'd be selling magic bones. I'd be selling metal scorpion shells, right? We've been making cookware out of those metal scorpions, right? Be making forks and stuff, like carving the skeleton's bones into eating implements and chairs and stuff, making furniture out of them. I wouldn't even worry about the rest of this venture. I would just be farming these things for raw materials to construct into items I can sell. And I would just be traveling around in a wagon selling my hideous wares. Think like a real CEO. You gotta think like a businessman, you know? How can I profit off of their demise? You gotta use every part of the buffalo here. If you're just thinking about the money you can take off of them and the little bit of experience you get, you're leaving cash on the table right there. There's meat, there's skin, there's bones. Who knows what kind of maladies like a ground up werewolf gallbladder can cure? I sure don't. But whoever does is going to pay top dollar for it. Fine, to get profit from that. But you could make more profit. Look, right now, there's got to be like 500 metal scorpion carcasses in this wilderness here. Right? It's just wasteful. It's wasteful, right? Clogging up the local ecosystem, right? When we harvest the metal shells, melt them down into walks and crowbars and so on, then we've got an economy. We've got a solid trade economy that we can bring to the other towns, and I am uniquely able, due to my combat abilities, right, to travel from town to town. Soon these people will be dependent upon my wares for their day-to-day living, right? And also the curses that carry with them that attract more monsters will keep me constantly employed as a protector. It's just all profit, man. You gotta seek your profit opportunities where they are. Jumington, that's right. Don't leave that cash on the table, right? We're recycling. I'm doing my part to better the environment. Oh no! Don't you dodge me! Don't do it to me! I will get that $7 grand. I'm going to make it. All right. Let's see if we can get up here without running afoul of a warlock. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Right? I'll take a wolf. Beautiful, beautiful furs on these wolves. Beautiful furs. You can make coats. You can make blankets. You can make rugs. You can upholster with them. Get a nice wolf skin couch, sofa, love seat, chase lounge, the fainting couch, etc., etc. Who's to say the people of this fantasy world don't deserve a rich, luxurious, fur-lined experience? Now, you might say fur is murder, and I would generally agree with you, but these are vicious monsters. Like, it's not like I'm out there, like, farming, minks. I'm not out there, like, KFCing it up, like, genetically modifying them, right? To produce more fur, anything crazy like that. That's what they did with sheep? Like, they bred sheep to continuously grow wool and not... It's like selective breeding means the sheep continually grow wool and do not shed naturally. And so when farm sheep get loose in the wild, their wool just keeps growing until it weighs so much that it starts breaking their bones in their feet and legs. Like, they found like sheep that had been in the wild for a couple of years who nobody has shaved them, and their fur has like weighed so much that like it's destroying their body. They breed spider goats. Oh yeah. Can you old GMO super wild? Yeah. So that's like a lot of stuff. Like you selectively breed animals for certain traits that make them pretty much don't do this guy. But these are natural born monstrosities. They're not like bears, right? Like a bear is just like a natural creature. They have their place in the circle of life, right? These are wolves. Basically wolfmen, right? They're cursed evil creatures, right? Their whole existence is, bound around destroying humanity. You can't just let them go. They're too dangerous to live. We need to wipe them out. They don't have any natural place in the food chain. They're disruptive chaos element. And we'll wipe them out. I'll wipe them off the face of the map. And then get rich doing so by selling their nicely treated, tanned, fine furs. Precursor to werewolves. Yeah. We can't just leave them running about. And as long as I've got all these dead wolves piled up, these dead werewolves and magical skeletons, like, you gotta clear that space out. Otherwise, this place, through my adventure, there's just gonna be these giant mounds of monster carcasses. That's just gonna attract worse monstrosities. But by butchering the bodies and processing them into sellable items, into commercial goods, we're ensuring the safety of a lot of other people. That's just dinosaurs. That's what if monsters did truly exist, but we killed them all. It's like the buffalo. Only not, because the buffalo had like they had a place. They had a place in the food chain. that we disrupted and ruined. But like these guys aren't. That's what I tell myself when I go to sleep at night in my bed made out of Goldman bricks and Wolf Lord hides, and I sleep very comfortably. Thank you very much. Wolves got it worse. Yeah. There's a lot of pushback anytime they try to like reintroduce wolves to areas, because those areas have a lot of ranchers, like cattle farmers, who don't want wolves back in the area because then they got to worry about those wolves coming and eating their livestock. It's like I kind of understand that, but like there's a lot of benefit to having the wolves around. Overhunted the heck out of them. Now because of that, we've got coyote wolf hybrids. That's a horrifying thought to me. I keep seeing reports of more urban areas having coyote sightings. Like the coyotes are coming back and they're making their way downtown. Like I don't want to have to contend with that. I don't want to walk outside and get jumped by a coyote. The only good thing is I think coyotes are solitary animals. I don't think they're pack animals. Which isn't that much good, but at least I guess in some way it's better to get jumped by a single coyote than it is like 5 or 6 coyotes. Nature finds a way to quote. Yeah, life finds a way. I can't wait to see which type of animal that is currently roaming the earth, or possibly not, like what life form will come down the line that is turning our bodies into fossil fuel. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not entirely certain that would work. But I like to believe that, you know, hundreds of thousands of years in the future of Earth, if humanity is done in, like, our bodies will form a rich deposit of oil beneath the surface. Crow sapient. Crows are pretty damn smart. There's actually a fair amount of tool use in the bird kingdom. I'm banking on the octopus, the normal octopus. Crabs are pretty likely. Crabs could get up there. I'm thinking octopus. Octopus are pretty smart. A lot of arguments that octopus are sentient beings and that we absolutely should not eat them. But I mean, like, is there an animal out there that is just like, look, this animal's just too dumb to live, and that's why it lives in my belly? I don't think that's really. I find it odd. Like, if you're gonna eat animals, you kind of just like make your peace with the fact that it's like it's me or them. But if you start like trying to, it's like that sign that's like a bunch of pets, and then it goes to like, it's like cats and dogs and pigs and cows. Like, where do you draw the line? It's like, well, I don't know. If I had a cow, right, and I got to know that cow or a pig or any of those, like a chicken, and it's like, this animal's got a personality. I gave this animal a name. I think of this animal like a person. I can't eat that animal now, but I will eat another animal. I'll eat a different one. It's all about that disconnection. That might be a horrible thing to say, but like, it is what it is. You could apply that to anything in life. So much of our survival depends on something getting the short end of the stick. Yeah, it's just how it is. So much hope for koalas. Sloths are just a nope. I don't. Koalas. Yeah, koalas got it got it bad. They had a bunch of those fires in Australia. Plus, a lot of them got diseases. They got it rough there. They got a lot, invasive species in Australia messing things up. You hear about the person who raised an animal, then posted pictures of them, then one day posted that they ate them. People were outraged, but it turned out they faked it. Didn't make a point about meat eating. Yeah. If I was moderately hungry, not even starving, I would eat a human. I'd eat a human, as I said before, I would eat a human being if it could be done so moderately ethically. Like, if the person wasn't murdered to be eaten and had, like, consented to it, even though legally that just can't be done. Like, you can't just decide what happens to your body. There's a lot of rules around that. But I will say, like, if it came down to it, not organs, probably arms and legs. Yeah, why not? And then you cook it up right? People aren't gonna know the difference. They're not gonna know what they're eating. I mean, chances are pretty good, right? That depending on what kind of food you're eating, like, somebody fell into the vat, right? At some point. If you enjoy hot dogs, there's probably part of a human being in some of those hot dogs. Like, someone had to have fallen in at some point. Maybe not their whole body, maybe a finger or two, but it's in there. We've all had a little taste, whether we know it or not. Talking in a survival scenario. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, to me, like, every day is a survival scenario. If you really get down to it, which is, what I tell myself to justify, my eating habits. Let's get one more fight and then we'll head back. I'm nervous now. Not as many gold men as I would like. Seen a Walking Dead game. They're starting to find that farm with fresh meat. Oh, yeah. No need to question where it came from. No need to worry about it. Oh no, it's touching me. The other thing you gotta worry about is, like, yeah, the prions. Yeah. And that's like, I mean, it's the same thing with, like, mad cow disease, which is essentially the same issue, the prions. It all has to do with how the animal is handled, right? Prepper testing and then how it's processed after the fact can, like, reduce the risk of that. A lot of that, from what I understand, came from a practice of, like, grinding up the remains of the unused parts of the cows and the bones to mix into the cattle feed. And that was introducing the prions, which would then get into the rest of the cows. The prion, you know about the prions? Look up the prions. Prions will mess you up. It's commonly called was it kuro? What do they call it in, like, the cannibal tribes? Infectious proteins cause a group of fatal neurodegenerative diseases known as transmissible spongiform encephalopathies. It's a type of protein that can trigger normal proteins in the brain to fold abnormally. Prion diseases can affect both humans and animals, sometimes spread to humans by infected meat products. In many cases, the source of the abnormal protein is unknown. So, basically, like, if you eat meat that has this, there are hypothesized various causes, including scrapian sheep, chronic wasting disease in deer, bovine spongiform encephalopathy in cattle, which is mad cow disease, or Crutchfield-Jacob disease, CGJ, in humans. So if you eat a human that has Crutchfield-Jacob disease, you could get the prions. Linked to other neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, atrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS, sometimes referred to as prion-like diseases. ALS is rough. Those are all rough. Like, all of those are rough. What am I saying? Not a one of those are good. Sounds fake. Eats the entire old person. Goodbye. There's an episode of X-Files that talks about prions. Because like they come to a town that like has a lottery, and they eat people in town based off this lottery. And like one of the people they ate had Crutchfield-Jacobs disease and kept it a secret from everybody. So everyone that ate them ended up developing neurodegenerative diseases because of it. Kuru is a rare fatal neurodegenerative disease that was once prevalent among the four people of Papua New Guinea, primarily transmitted through the practice of ritualistic cannibalism, where individuals consumed the brains of deceased relatives as part of mourning ceremonies. So it's not just in the brains. The brains are of particular risk. See, that's the organ meat again. Yeah, but there are illnesses, like you got to really check the source of your meats there, because there are illnesses that can leave that spread throughout other parts of the body. But also that stuff can get into other parts of the body that you may think are safe and then find out later they aren't. You know, the more I think about it, the more I think maybe that's what's going on. I shouldn't joke about it, but have I ingested some prions? Is my brain unfolding as we speak in strange and abnormal, unnatural ways? What do you wish for? Yeah, the movie still makes my skin crawl. Yeah. When they find out that like the meat is tainted, when they're trying to make the sashimi, was like, oh no. Oh no. But also like that part of the meal did not sound appetizing at all. Everything else was like, yeah, I'd eat that. That's just anxiety. Oh, I hope so. Sometimes I wonder. It's just the years of isolation and yeah, probably just that more than anything. I made it look so good. Yeah, that's what I was saying, man. Like, if you're not supposed to eat humans, then why does cooked human look so delicious? Checkmate, anti-cannibals. If our bodies have adapted to make eating the flesh of humans delicious, surely there's something to be said for, you know, the natural order of things, right? There isn't. That's a terrible argument, because there's a lot of horrible, non-beneficial things you can do to the human body that the human body is like, yeah, this is great, do it. And you're like, wait, aren't you dying, body? And your body's like, nah, man, I'm doing good. Like crack. Yeah, like crack. Your brain gets some of that, and it's like, woo, this is the good stuff. Aren't you dying? No. Keep doing it. Don't worry about those teeth falling out. Don't do drugs, kids. At least not the hard stuff. As appropriate and legal in your area. I'm mostly worried about, like, the crack, the cocaine, the meth, the heroin, the fentanyl, like that sort of stuff. Other stuff's probably okay. I grew up in an area that, like, I was shocked to find out when classmates in high school started dying from heroin overdoses. Because apparently someone started dealing heroin and getting a bunch of high school kids hooked on heroin. And I was like, what? What? You're kidding me. It was awful. It still is awful. Like, compared to that, you know, people who imbibe of the smoke a little bit, like, that's not really that bad. Definitely should not be, like, categorized as it is. It's called cracked chicken seasoning. Heroin, meth are the two big ones around here. Yeah. School didn't have any drugs, mainly weapons. We didn't have a lot of weapons. It was a pretty, the area I went to high school in and grew up in, had a lot of more well-off people, and I think that's why the people who brought heroin to the area to businesses they ran that employed a lot of high school kids were like, hey, this is a great untapped market of like spoiled rich kids. I'm not calling them that. That's taking their view. I didn't know a lot of people that I would be like, spoiled rich kids. They were decent folks. I was very saddened by their passing. It was very tragic. Well, you know, that sort of thing I can't abide by, because you're coming at people when they're like young and dumb, and then you get them hooked on stuff. No good. It's like, I have this problem where I'm like joking around about stuff, and then all of a sudden I like fall backwards into like some heavy conversation. It's like, you know, I actually don't want to have a heavy conversation about this stuff. I just want to play the video game. Looked at a business sense. The guy I watched got arrested by a shopping center. Said, nothing personal, just business. Yeah, I mean, that's, you know, you can apply that to anything. You can apply that to my businesses, you know. Everything personal against the areas that I may have potentially harmed. It was just business. Thankfully, though, there's laws, well, some laws, wafer thin as they may be, that are like, no, that doesn't justify these crimes. Skellington, we are close. We are close. There's laws, and then there are lawyers. Yeah. No, the laws only matter as much as the people who are willing to enforce them. It is definitely not a perfect system. Gung-ho cops get problems with high-speed chases. Oh, man. It was eye-opening, but I also, like, the area I grew up in was, like, relatively low crime. It was a relatively safe area. But then also, some truly horrific crimes did take place. But they were spread out over the course of many years, right? But then there was like the drug problems that were just kind of festering below the surface and were not talked about much. And finally, like, through a lot of public pressure, like, the media started reporting on it more, although that kind of dried out. Like, hey, this is a much bigger issue than people let it on. But around me are several other towns that are not as well off, that have this attitude that, like, that town, well, everyone's rich in that town. Well, no, that's not true. That's not true at all. In fact, most of the town people in that town are not doing any better than you are. Like, everyone's so snobby in that town. No, most of the people are the same as people that live in your town. There are a couple bad apples, but like, people had like this real hang up about it. I felt like really insecure about their towns. And it would come from them. Like, I wouldn't be like, yeah, where you live is like real crime laden. Wouldn't say any of that. But you can't say, it's like, I live where I live because the crime is relatively low and it's relatively safe. And what they hear is the unspoken part, which was not my intention of, and that's why I don't live in your town, because it sucks and it's a crime-filled cesspit. Like, well, I never said that. That wasn't my intention. And the fact that you're instantly get your hackles up over this and are ready to defend your town, not by saying it's not as crime-ridden as people think, but by saying, well, your town's not that safe. Like, well, I wasn't talking about your town. You ever had that in a conversation where you're like, you're saying something like that? Like, yeah, I live in this place because like the crime's relatively low. And you don't mention another town, you don't mention another area, you don't mention another person. And then someone stands up and like, well, they're instantly offended. And it's like, well, I'm sorry, my town is so bad. It's like, well, I didn't say anything about your town. And the fact that I didn't mention your town at all, and you instantly jumped up to defend it, is telling me that you think of your town as horribly crime-ridden. That's not me. That's you. Don't come at me because of the way you feel about it. It's just opposite for me. And then people were like, oh, you tsundere. Yeah, I would not put Sky as the tsundere. I would definitely put Sky more as the yandere. I just got wind of something here. Okay, it was fine. I have a tiny set of speakers. These are the most, I got these on clearance at a grocery store. These tiny speakers that are USB powered, because when I set up the streaming closet here, I was like, I'd like to have speakers so that when I'm testing stuff, I don't have to wear the headphones all the time, because sometimes it's nice to not, to be able to hear my surroundings, because sometimes, you get like the night cleaners trying to break into the office, trying to break into my closet here, or animals or something. Like, you want to hear what's scurrying around in the background. You don't want someone sneaking up on you. So I got these rinky-dink speakers, and there's a button on my Stream Deck I have to push to turn the speakers on or off. And not often, but a couple of times I have had the speakers on, forgot to turn them off, and started stream, and you got like weird doubling audio because this microphone was picking up the speakers. And I just like pushed back my headphones to scratch my ear, and the sound sounded so different that I was like, are my speakers on? I just had like a moment there with it. People do take it personally, even if you didn't say much or anything. Definitely under it, yeah. According to one fuzzy. Well, it's all the knives. It's all the knives is what does it for me. Like a tsundere doesn't have a huge knife collection. But a yandere, absolutely, is going to want to have knives present at any moment. That's sort of their thing. That's sort of their cliche. They've always got a knife in hand, right? Grocery's best speaker brand. I want to get mopped by the cleaners. I do not. That's why I track their motions on my little screen. I gotta keep an eye on them. Yeah, I looked around and I was like, I don't want to spend like, I didn't want to spend like any amount of money on these speakers. I was thinking about it and I looked around and I'm like, I don't want something that has to be plugged in. I don't want to have to plug in more stuff to be powered. It's got to be USB powered, but it has to have like analog audio. It can't be like a solely USB device, right? I looked at like little sound bars and stuff. And they're like, well, then I got to mount it somewhere. And I got to deal with that. And that's way more. And they're like $50. I'm like, I'm not spending $50 on it. These things were like $8. It's like, yeah, I could make something out of this. It's my emotional support knife, okay? Yeah, that's That's exactly what the yandere would say. You need the emotional support of the blade. You need the surety of the blade. The absolute. Blades don't lie to you. Blades don't fool around. Blade will be loyal. It solves so many problems, like boxes that need to be broken down. That's about all I use mine for. Is opening shipping containers and then breaking them down. It's one of those horror movie knives. What? What do you mean? I'm not quite sure what. What sort of. Well, I'm not sure exactly what the movie knives means. Is it like, ooh, we went up a level. Oh, look at our gold. 6663. The ones where you stab someone, but the blade retracts. Oh, those fake knives. Yeah. But I mean, that deception is not like, should not be taken as like an emotional assault any more than you should call like a stage magician a liar. Like their whole job is to fool you with their illusions, right? But that's the same with that. Unless it's being sold as a legit knife, and then you go to cut a tomato and the blade just vanishes, and you're like, oh, my tomatoes, oh! That's when they get you. Courage and wit have served thee well. Thou hast been promoted to the next level. Thy power increases by 4. Thy response speed increases by 7. Maximum hit points increased by 7. Maximum action points increased by 5. Thou hast learned a new spell. We are at level 13 now. I've gone up 2 levels. The first one wasn't that big a deal. I've gone up 2 levels now, grinding this money. What spell did we get? Return. Return is an amazing spell. And what return does is it will return you to Tantigo. It'll return you to Tantigo Castle, the starting castle, from anywhere in the world. So if you combine outside and return, you can get instantly outside and then fly all the way back. Now you will have to walk back to wherever you were, right? But it may be that you're done with that area and you just want to go home. It's such a great spell and you don't have to spend money on it. It's still nice to keep one of these wings on hand in case your magic power gets low enough and you're in a tight spot and you just need to get out of there. It's good to have at least a wing on your person as a backup. The same reason we keep the herb around as a backup. But that return spell is awesome. Tomatoes, yeah. You slice up some tomatoes, slice them up real fine, you know. Real juicy, delicious tomatoes. All right, so at 13, it's telling us to head to the southern cave. We're not quite. It says 15. We can try. I'm going to get this magic armor. And then I'm gonna test the dragon again. I don't think we'll go up another level in the time it takes to get 1100 gold. And we're going to be dishing out a little bit more damage on these guys and be a little bit more survivable from them. Just a little bit. Look at that. Look at that. We clears that guy up pretty quick. If we get a couple gold men in here, we'll be sitting pretty. But I'll deal with these guys. The Wolf Lords. The Wraiths. You ever see that movie, The Wraith, with Charlie Sheen? Not a bad movie. It's got a cool car in it. People get blown up. Highly recommend it. It's cheesy as all get out. But it's good. I have not. Oh yeah, look it up. It's a ridiculous plot of revenge from beyond the grave. Very young Charlie Sheen, like Red Dawn Charlie Sheen. Red Dawn's another good one. But I'll stick to the Wraith with Charlie Sheen. It's this town that's kind of like ruled over by these gangs of like street racers who like push people into racing for pinks, which is racing for the is it pinks still? They're basically racing for the title. And so they're like, they'll get people and like, you're gonna get this race or we're gonna kill you. And then they'll race them for the title to their car, basically. But like, they've either rigged the car or the car's scooped up. So they're just basically like bullying people and scamming people out of their cars in this town. And then some mystery dude shows up with this like futuristic souped up car and just starts like wrecking house. At the same time, Charlie Sheen shows up in town and starts asking questions. It's good. It's good. I enjoyed the movie a lot as a kid, and I enjoy it more now. Just as much now. I shouldn't say more now. Just as much now. But like, the plot kind of unravels towards the end. You're like, what? But that doesn't make any sense. But these pieces don't fit. What do you mean? What are you talking about? But it's so fun. I do recommend it. Look at that. We did 24 points of damage to this guy. He's got a lot of damage to dish out, but like, we'll take him. You had me at cheese. There's just so many of the movies I enjoy are like, it's cheesy, but I've gotten into the lifelong habit of like, now I gotta warn you, this movie's probably not great, but it's really fun. All because those people got so mad when I made them watch Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon. Which I will go to my grave saying that is a worthwhile movie. That is a fun movie to watch. You've got martial arts. You've got the glow. You've got a song about having the glow. It's a good movie. I will not accept anyone telling me that's not good. I will not. Oh, look at that. We're so close. We're so close. We're just a couple hundred coins away. Gold man. Get wrecked, gold man. $150. Oh boy. It's real tantalizing. I'm gonna start heading back. Oh, it's another gold man. Because I'm worried about dying now. Not worried enough to cast return. But I am concerned. Gonna drag him into the chop shop. I just don't talk to him anymore. that solved that problem. Like, eventually there's a point where it's like, look, if you don't like my taste in movies, and the bricks. Oh, all these gold men. He's gonna push us over the edge. He's gonna push us over the money limit. Right. But now we're running risky here. Oh my gosh. I cannot lose this money. I need to keep this money. We are right there. We are on the verge of greatness. I don't think I've ever bought this armor in this game before, so I'm dying to see what it gets us. Nothing can stop us now. There's nothing in this area that's gonna put me down. I shouldn't say that. Well, it's certainly not a metal scorpion. I'm going almost there. Oh my god. All right. Here we go. One magic armor, please. Do. All right. Big money spending here. This better be worth it. Magic armor. 1500. We got 1,500 gold back, so like that's good seed money for the next upgrade. I'm about to grade. Nope, that'll do it. All right. What are the amazing healing properties of this? We're healing. It's slow, but we are healing. Let's see here. 58. All right, we're at 59. How many steps does it take? 1, 2, 3, 4. We get a hit point back every 4 steps. So for hit points, I could just do this. And our hit points will be full. It doesn't do anything about magic points, so we're still have to stay at the end to get our magic points back. But health-wise, every couple of steps I get my points back. That's not bad. That's not bad. There's slightly better later, but like, that's pretty good. The only downside to the magic armor is that its defense value that it gives us is the same as the previous armor. So our defense power doesn't actually go up. We're paying all that extra for a little bit of extra healing. Okay, we have spent the money. Right? And $1,700 isn't much to scoff at. However, I think we are at a point where I'm willing to test the dragon again. The beauty here is that, like, these small fights of enemies that are now weaker to me. Oh god, the warlock. Please stop spells, please. Well, he can't kill me. Well, he could. All right, his spell's been blocked. We're safe. I don't have to spend my magic points on healing myself just to get to that point. Because I'll heal naturally, depending on how much damage I suffer. Also helpful for the swamp. I don't think this will defend us, does anything against the swamp, though. I don't think so. Been testing a dragon for like 3 years now. How are you testing it? Really? I'll kill you. I'll kill you. Okay. I rolled the dice on that. Dang it! Kaiju. I thought Kaiju was a ferret. I hope she's not watching. She'll murder me. I like Kaiju's new like chibi style model. It's so good. I love the look of it. It is so good. I don't know if y'all have seen it. Y'all better have seen it. I think a lot of people here watch. Oh, don't hurt me. Have seen Kaiju. She's got that chibi model now that is super cute. She was a dragon. I called her cat. Now she's accepted ferret. Is ferret like the compromise between dragon and cat? It's like the halfway point. Let me in the cave. All right. I'm not gonna cast Radiant just yet. I wonder. Okay, 158. All right, so I have to actually move. Scorpion. You wait, nothing. Chewy model is actually a very similar design. I met her with. Oh, really? I haven't seen any of that, but I think that's like all ancient history now. I'm envious of her artistic talents. So all I can do is drag polygons around and hope that it looks enough like a console that people will enjoy it. All right. Let's get some light in here. Like way up here. Okay. All right, we're at full health. We're at full health. Just gonna. I don't know if the pause really does anything for me there or not. Order VODs from old to new, and you'll see the version of it years ago, which is not the first model she had funnily enough. Oh. I'll have to check that out. I've looked at some older stuff, but haven't gone super deep into the past. All right, I gotta take a very quick break, and then we'll come back and we'll see if we can tackle the dragon. It was doing a hell of a lot of damage to us last time. Our defensive power is up because we got a new shield. Defensive power from the armor itself didn't go, but our new shield raised our defensive power by a few points, and we've gone up 2 levels since the last time we tried the dragon. I'm gonna try it again. We're gonna try it again. We're gonna see if we can best the dragon now, or if I have to come back later. If we can't fight the dragon, then we're going to head to the southern continent, the southwest continent, and we're going to start taking a crack at that. We'll see what we can do with that. One way or the other, we'll get somewhere tonight. I will be right back in just a moment. Will Jum rock the dragon, or will Shenron's black sheep brother take him out? Tune in next time on Jumington Ballsy. Chala, hijala. I don't remember the lyrics enough to confidently sing that. I love that song. That's such a good song. It amazes me how many years I watched that show before I heard like the original opening. And it was just one more thing that was like, we got robbed. We got robbed. Give us the real music. That is the one thing that bums me out that I will always like argue over. And I understand the reason it happens, but like when anime or video games like cut music out due to licensing issues, like I understand the legality of it. I understand like the practicality of it, the reasons it had to happen, right? And sometimes they take it out just because like Western audiences won't like that. And I'm like, that's bullshit. We love it. But like I get so like twisted up when it's like, man, the original music on this was so good. Although sometimes there's this show Orgus O2, which I really enjoyed, and like the opening theme for that we got in the US like actually kicks ass. And I didn't realize because it was so good that it wasn't the original theme until years later. And I was like, you know what, I can live with that because that song's pretty good. It's kind of like the original dub of Akira that's objectively not great in a lot of points, but like I will not purchase a copy of Akira that does not include the original dubbing. It has to have that, even if I will watch it with the original Japanese or the new dub, but it has to have the original dubbing because I'm so familiar with it. I'm so used to it that is the movie to me now. If I can't hear sparking, I always hear something else. Spanking. The only anime series I think they had a better American theme, top of my head, is Kirby. Hey, what's up, Buttercast? Welcome in. Good to see you. Just in time to see me possibly defeat the dragon or get horribly murdered by the dragon. I did grind up the 7,700 gold despite dying once to a surprise attack by a warlock and losing half my money. I did grind up to 7,000 gold, 7,700 gold to get the magic armor, which offers the same defense as my previous armor, but every 4 steps I recover 1 hit point, which is not amazing, but it's not bad. I struggle to think if it's worth the money. I think it offers some utility over stuff, but it's kind of magic. I wish I could move my hands so I could make my hand drop before my face when I say magic. Kirby. I haven't heard the Kirby themes. Is that like Kirby, like the NES Kirby? Is that the Kirby we're talking about? I don't even know they had a show. All right. Let's test our metal against this dragon. Green dragon. Oh, God. That's a lot of damage. Can I put it to sleep? The spell will not work. Oh, Lord. I'm going to try it again. It's all or nothing on this. The spell will not work. Oh, Jesus. I don't know if I'm not sure if I can heal enough. Let's use this herb because I think it heals more. No, not enough. All right. We knew death was on the table. We put the dragon to sleep. All right. I'm going to have to waste turns healing here. This is so nuts. Because it instantly just shaves that off. I'm trying it again. This is not gonna work. I don't think this is gonna work. We put the dragon to sleep. All right. I'm gonna throw one heal on and hope that. Oh God! It woke up immediately. Go to sleep. Stay sleeping. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. Oh! Okay. That answers that. Let's go outside. All right, we're not quite there yet. But we lived. It's been intense if you had landed even one hit on this thing. Yeah. If I had tried to hit it even once, I would have just died. If I could get it to... I have no idea how many hit points that dragon has. If I could get it to stay asleep long enough for me to actually attack it, I might have a chance. It did work. I will say this. The sleep spell did work twice. Maybe 3 times. It worked 3 times? But then it woke up really quickly. All right. I would like to buy an herb. I like to have at least 1 herb on me. But we kept our money. We made it out alive. I'll try again at the next level. It keeps waking up like a traumatized villain. It just won't go to sleep. It did go to sleep. I will at least say that. It did go to sleep a couple of times. However, it didn't stay asleep. And that is the issue. I don't look at the map. I always forget. If there's a bridge down here, if I gotta go all the way up and around. Okay. Oh. Go away. Go away. There we go. I gotta find a better way to deal with that. Deal with my inability to remember to turn the map off. I put a timer on the button, but then if I hit it twice, it breaks it. And I have to wait again. Well, at least now I feel better about tackling the southwestern continent because we have the return spell. The return spell means even if it's a long walk back, if things get real bad, I can just warp back to Tantagel. And I won't have to worry about dying constantly down there. Because we're a far walk. It's a lot. It's a lot of ground to cover to get to an actual town we can rest in down there. But those 2 levels may have made a difference for us. So we'll check this out again. I would very much like to slay that dragon. I really want to know what's down there. Getting the rough RNG on this. 1 or 2 more levels will probably do it for us. Possibly. Possibly. All right, still seeing weaker enemies here. This is still the same boat. It's been a while since we came down here. We got the Ring of Strength, the Fighter's Ring, from a cave over there. So we've been this way before. How dare you? How dare you? But that's fine. 8 steps and we'll be back at full. Magic Jackie. Go away. Ring. All right, let's see how this does. Oh, this place is wrecked. Oh no. A werewolf. All right, how tough is the werewolf? Ooh. 14, 24. Oh my god. Oh my god. So no. Down there is also bad. That werewolf tore us to pieces. Ripped us to shreds. How many points do we have? 1661. Might as well save while we're here. All right, 1661. Again, going off of the guide here. What's this, like one more level up? It's like we could fight that. Domdora Desert. I believe Domdora Desert is where we just died. I actually know. That's actually the town. I think that town is Hawksness. Hawksness. I'm trying to say that properly. Was it 11? Hawksness. So Hawksness is annihilated. Hawksness was destroyed apparently. Right? Am I seeing that correctly? Why does this show this? It's got these labeled wrong. It's got in the image on the map has Remoldar and Hawksnest switched. What's up, Anucci? Good evening. How you doing? How you been? Hopefully you're doing well. Welcome to the grind. Are your schedule for the week yet? And are you free Saturday? I sort of have, but I've got some repair work I got to do this week that will eat one of the days. I gotta think. I don't think I have anything scheduled on Saturday, but I don't know if I have anything offhand, if I have anything offline coming up on Saturday. So tentatively, I would say that I'm available, but that's subject to change. I can't fully commit. I'm interested in catching up with Super Chill collab. Yeah. I am interested. I have to double check when I finish the stream up today to make sure I don't have something on my calendar on set. I don't believe I do. Or at least not like an all day thing. So I should have availability on Saturday. What sort of collab did you have in mind? Watching bizarre and funny commercials the night before the Super Bowl. I like your loose talent challenge. Oh, I see. I'd be down for that. I didn't have to walk through all of that swamp. I didn't have to walk through all of that. Could have made a shorter trek. Druid! Get on, show. And there we go. Yeah, send me the deets, and I will put it on there. Like I said, I got some repair work to do this week. I expect it to happen during the week proper, Monday through Friday. But until I actually get a call from the freight company that's dropping off the parts, I won't know 100%. Sims and Sim 2 did get a release. Really? to look at that. I'm curious what kind of release did they update anything? Did they take anything out? I'm really curious about that. If they made any changes to the game. Those games have a fair amount of like DLC content too, or is it like later ones? Warlock! You're not gonna put me to sleep. No, thank you. Not today. You've already killed me once. I can usually one-hit those guys. Some DLC, not like Sims 4. Ah, yeah, Sims 4 is one I'm thinking of. They came with everything. Ooh! That's always nice. I'm just hang here, get my health back. Cheaper than use my magic points. What's up, Breed? How you doing? Welcome in. We're just grinding way up. We're at an awkward stage in the game where we need more than a few levels to successfully survive the next moment, the next bits. I think probably 2 more levels. Like I said, I'll try the dragon again once I get up to level 14, but we may need to be 15 before we can really dig into that southwestern continent. And the southwestern continent is like, stuff down there is powerful. It's powerful. And in the new Let's Play series, is that? Am I mistaken? I don't know if I saw some older stuff, but it looked like you were playing Devil May Cry. One of the Devil May Cry games. Am I correct with that? I saw some of your shorts popped up while I was perusing the other day. I've been under the knife, so to speak, working on soldering stuff. So a lot of the stuff that I watched was just listening to stuff. My Scorpion scrapyard is going to be full. You got all these Scorpions. Devil May Cry 1. Nice. Nice. The Devil May Cry games are very interesting. If I'm not mistaken, I believe they originated as like some of the ideas that the director had for Resident Evil 4 that they knocked out, and they're like, well, what if we made it into another game, where they wanted to make it like a lot more action oriented, and that led to Devil May Cry. I think that's what I have read. $16 experience. Well, it's like 100 of those guys. We're going south. I want to go back to the southern cave too while I'm fighting stuff down south. Because I went down there and the old man in the cave was just like, you failed, with no further explanation, and I'm not happy with that. Do you think Dante could have been a Resident Evil protagonist? Yeah. Where's the Resident Evil Devil May Cry crossover? Where Umbrella's making like zombie demons. That would be a wild crossover. Don't stop my spells. How dare you? Well, at least if he's casting stop spell, he's not like physically wounding me here. He's not rending my flesh like his older cousins on the other end of the world. Gold man! Give me your gold. Give me your gold. The classic Dragon Quest Golem design. I love it to bits. Wolf Lord. Yes, that's right. Keep stopping my spells. You'll never stop my primary spell, Sword. I apply it directly to your forehead. Man, where were you gold men all earlier? Could have used them when I was trying to rack up that $7 grand. I mean, they were there, just not as much. The only downside of the gold man is if you're looking for experience and not gold, their XP rewards are slim pickings. All right. Do you have anything more to say? In that task that has failed, alas, I fear that not the one Erdrick predicted would save us. Go now! He just hurls us to the void. Okay. I am not entirely sure what it is that he wants from us. He offers very little explanation, which is troubling. But you know what? It's fine. I'm sure he's got some kind of idea, something in mind that we haven't not yet acquired. What is the experience? We're at 2000. 14 is... We're at 13. No, I'm looking at the gold. 6,000 experience. 7,500 is the target. Okay. $7,500. All right. Our goal now is 7,500 experience. We'll test the dragon in the southern continent again. I believe we can do it at 14. I have a strong conviction that we can take that dragon at level 14. I would dearly love to slay that dragon this eve. This very eve. But we've got a ways to go XP wise. We got like 80, 90 battles to go through here. How much experience do you give me? $17 experience. We need 1,500. So it 1,400. All right. Yeah. 80 to 90 more fights like that. It'll go quick. It'll go quicker than it seems. That's what we're here for. That's what the grind is all about. Small steps. Wasn't there a section? I kind of want to... I feel like these guys are getting like too lightweight for me. There's a section over on the side. Wait for this to go away. Well, it did lie to us. This orange section here. Let me get my pointy fingies up. We're gonna walk around this section expecting the metal slime. Because it says it's here. But I don't think that's true. Because we were in the area for a while and we never saw any of these things. The Shadow Knight, the Knight, the Mag Wyvern. I think those are exclusively down south here. However, there's Wyvern, Goldman, Wolf Lord, and Wraith. There's a Wyvern. Does it say 24 experience? All right, 17. Where's our Wolf Lord? 20. A bit more. Maybe we should... No, I'm just going to stick where we're at. It's fractional gains at best. Fractional gains at best. Moving all the way down over there. And I don't know if I'm getting ahead of things, but like I really want to slay this dragon before moving on to the other area. who knows what kind of reward the dragon gives, experience-wise, money-wise. And there's something locked up by the dragon. I think it's the princess, because they said they took the princess east and kept her in a cave. And this is a cave that is east. We've been through the other caves, and they didn't have bupkis, so this is like the one area. So it's highly likely that the dragon is guarding the princess. But we will be in a precarious situation. Although it's one that I'm willing to risk, which is by the time we get the 7,500 experience, we will have racked up a considerable amount of gold that we will be risking half of trying to best the dragon. But we'll be risking half of that if we head to the southwestern continent as well. And that the werewolf down there just ripped me up so bad. Now I don't know if the town is different, has a different encounter system than the surrounding desert. It may just be that I was not meant to fight anything in that town yet. I mean, it's all there. I don't think it's different within Hawk's Nest. I could be wrong. What do we got here? Rogue Scorpion, Wraith Knight, Wyvern Knight, Shadow. It doesn't say. We fought a werewolf, which is like a step up. So that's got 55. There's a werewolf on this. I don't know though. Knights on both. Magic Wyvern. They seem kind of similar. But I think if we're in the surrounding area, we would definitely fight tougher stuff, but we might not fight the werewolf. It might be slightly better. I'm trying to think if it's worth it. It's not that far of a walk. I'll say that. Let's see if we can get up to 6,500 down here, and then I will move over to the other side, to the southwest. We won't go into Hawk's Nest. We'll just wander around the area above it, where there's slightly stronger foes, and that may be more up to our speed. We may get a little bit more experience, like a trickle more experience. Let's take it back. I'm gonna head over that way now. The only downside is like the area around that. It's like enemies that are way too weak that offered little to no experience or financial gain for us. And then you cross the line and it's like enemies that are tougher than what we have down here. It's a weird crossover in the southwest area. Get that crit. I'm gonna walk manually back up that way, so we'll slurp up some excess XP on the way, even though like these enemies are all pretty weak. Like I would rather do this than just warp back up there. It'll save some time, but like I'm not here to save time. I'm here to grind. Taking some decent hits along the way. We're getting like slowly whittled down by these guys. don't know if this armor protects us more from the swamp. We got 14. Not 14, 44. It only did like 1 HP of damage. I think that's what it's always done, so it's not that big of a thing. Don't you run from me. How dare you? How dare you run? Swamp monster time. Well, we're just passing through right now. I wonder if I cast outside here, which side will it put us on? Oh, okay. No! Oh, Lord. Even with this armor, like this swamp still does like a painful amount of damage just cruising through it. But this long walk will enable us to recover pretty much all of our hit points on the way. If I can just get there. Half these things are just going to run from us. Yep. So we're going to go back to the southwest edge and try some of the slightly tougher enemies down there and see how we fare against like the wyvern and so on. That's not quite as far as we went last time before a werewolf mangled us. They may still be as tough, in which case we'll just run. We'll just flee. Oh, wait, I got to go up. Got to get up to get down. All right, Tom. Actually, I don't know if there's a mechanic where they will run away based on level, or if it's entirely because of the fighter's ring, which increases your strength and thus your damage output. But it comes with a note that some enemies will run away. And I think it's from that. However, it is only like much lower level enemies, so I think it's a little bit of both. I would prefer to just not encounter them. Because if they're gonna attack me, then I want to slay them for the XP and gold, even if it's like pennies, you know. I want those pennies. I want every dime I can extract from their bodies. And if they're gonna show up and take me out of my walk routine and then just run away like that just makes me angry. I would rather them just not encounter me. Like that is my preference in games, when enemies that are much weaker than you just stop trying to fight you. Although that has its downsides too, because I've seen that in games where enemies have like rare drops and you have to farm a bunch of enemies, and you can find yourself in a situation where some cool item is out of your reach because you're too high level to fight the enemies anymore. It doesn't happen often, but I have seen it come. That's one potential downside. You need a repel. There is a repel spell, which I will use. Or do I not have that yet? No, I'm thinking of, there is an item. Have I not seen it? I'm thinking of Tales of Phantasia. That didn't really help that much then. There's an item, I think it's Holy Drop, something like that, you can buy that acts as a repel, but in my experience it only slightly cuts down the amount. Saw it on the chart. Yeah, there's a spell you can get, which is the next spell get at 15, and there's items you can get that do that as well. It doesn't work great. It doesn't work as consistently as I would want it to. I think no, it's further past this, isn't it? Or is it? Nope, we're here. Okay, let's see how the wyvern does. 17, 4. Wyvern's not too bad. That's 32. 40. 6. We did 46 points of damage. 24 experience. That's better. That's better. Yeah, let's roll here for a bit. That's 7 more experience, which may not seem like a lot, but it'll get us where we're going sooner. Oh, Rogue Scorpion. What do you got, Rogue Scorpion? A little bit more damage. A little bit rougher. Oh, I got 4 attacks against this thing. But 26 experience and 93 gold is not bad. I'm going to have to use a heal. I'm going to have to heal myself because depending on the encounter rate, I don't think I can consistently walk back and forth enough to recover. The Wyvern wasn't too bad last time. It's doing single digits. Can't wait to see how the second one improves the game. Yeah. Like, this is a very interesting game, but it is super bare bones. The second one's got some interesting tricks up its sleeve, but I think it offers more on the narrative end of things. I think they also slightly adjust the scaling, like the leveling, but not by a ton. But I could be wrong. My understanding is that a lot of the Dragon Quest games like do involve a bit of the grind. But I think maybe they won't be as excessive in this. Because one complaint I would level against this game is that there's large swaths in what I would consider the middle of the game that you need to do this. You just need to like encounter a ton of creatures to go up levels in order to survive the next area. Like the strength difference between monsters from one area to the next gets like crazy. But you can race through parts of it. I don't mind the grinding. I just like to see the art evolution of the games. Yeah. I don't mind the grinding so much, and that's why I'm doing the whole grind thing. I recognize it does put a fair amount of people off. I don't mind it so much, but I think that even at that, there's a point where it can go too far. Ooh. I have to heal after this. Those Rogue Scorpions, like, they hit real hard. They work hard and they play hard. Watching King's Quest in peace, it's neat to see how it evolves. Yeah. I love checking out the old RPGs and seeing, like, where things came from and where things went. It is very interesting comparing, like, the PC RPG market, the CRPG market, with the console market. Because the CRPGs like absolutely came first. Ooh, the knight. This is the guy. You ever like the first appearance of Oolong in Dragon Ball? He looks just like this guy. It is like such a recognizable Toriyama design. And there are 3 or 4 variants of the knight, so we're gonna see this guy quite often. Let's see how tough he is. I remember him being somewhat tough. Oof. That's some big damage. That's some big damage from this guy. Oh, he's gonna stop spell us too? Really? Okay. 33 experience. That's some good XP right there. Now, there's one drawback. One drawback to this area, and that is we are far enough away from a town that it's not convenient to walk there and back to rest. Wraith Knight. This Wraith Knight's going to be trouble. I can tell. Even when it's like the low double digits. Oh, he's healing himself. Don't heal yourself. Okay. 28 XP, 95 gold. The gold dividends go up quite a bit level to level. The gold, like the gold you get goes up quite a bit more. Okay, let's get a little bit more. And if we get real beat up, we'll save the last of our MP for return. The Emoji Knight. Emoji Joe has entered the chat. Yeah, I did go up 2 levels already. So getting a third would delight me. However, compared to like the first couple streams, it was like 3 or 4 levels per stream, but the numbers go up high enough that it becomes unrealistic to hit those kind of levels, in my opinion. Wolf Lords. I fought you guys before. Okay. Do 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 do. Goldman. Oh, you missed me. All right. See what else we got. Goldman, even the Wyvern, not super duper tough. At least they haven't been so far. Which is fun, and Goldman used to be like, he can hit hard, but he hasn't been hitting that hard lately. I wonder if I can live long enough to make it to 6,800. That's only like 2 more fights, even 2 more Wyvern fights. Ooh, super crit. Took him out. All right, reasonably 1 more fight here. We could even cross the bridge and fight weaker stuff. Oh no, he's dodging. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, I'm definitely leaving after this. Okay. So we're at 6,800. So we're only 700 experience points away from the next level. We're going to cruise back to the nearest town, which is a bit of a haul. I don't want to use return because it's just more walking on the way back. And this stuff is not, on the way back, is not super duper tough. We're close. We're a couple levels away from entering the area where the metal slime should appear. And I'm really curious because I don't remember ever really being able to take the metal slime before. I remember it always running away before I could take it out. And I would really love to slay a metal slime because the metal slime is like the gold man, except for XP instead of gold. I would love to get some extra XP out of those dudes. So even this, like, you know, we're picking up like little scraps of XP and money on the way back. Waste not, want not. Most of these guys will give us like 1, 2 XP. Yeah, that's 2 XP. It's a little bit, but just like pocket change, it can add up. That's not too bad a walk. That's not too bad a walk at all. Do 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 do. We got 4 grand, which is not bad. But I don't yet know how expensive the next town's offerings will be. Maybe quite a bit more. And I'm just hoping I can hold on to this as long as possible. Scorpions. Oh my gosh. Don't touch me. Oh my god. I definitely don't like getting random encounters every single step over and over again. It kind of drives me insane. Especially, like, there's no good time for it. Either the enemies are tough and I'm like fearing for my life, or the enemies are weak and I just feel like my time has been wasted. Here we are in the danger zone again. 700 experience. Which of 20. Is that like 350? About 350 enemies. Or 35. Right? 35 to 36. Yeah, 35, not 350. What am I saying? 35 enemies. 35 enemies is doable. 35 enemies I can deal with. Possibly more if it's a bunch of these guys, because they give sub 20. However, if we get like wyverns and the like, they make up for it. So gold wise, I don't know yet. I don't have a total on the gold because we've purchased the highest and most expensive items from all the towns we've been to. The next town on our list here that actually has stuff to sell is all the way over here, and we're just reaching this area. This town is ruined, so we'd have to make it all the way over to this area here. So we've got a long, and the encounter rate is like tougher, even tougher. We've got like 3 strains of difficulty there, so it's probably gonna be a while. So now the hoarding begins. Yeah, the terrifying hoarding. And this is where it gets really concerning, because now our big goal is experience. We're trying to get levels up in order to survive, because we have no more equipment we can buy to toughen ourselves up. So it's all about XP. Well, while we're raising that XP, we're growing a bigger and bigger pool of money, but it's also just that much more money to lose. It's one thing if I go into a fight with like 1,000 gold and die at this point, but we've got over 5,000 gold now. Like, death becomes like super terrifying for that. And because we don't even know like how much are things going to cost in the last town. The last thing we bought was 7,700 gold. The next thing may or may not be more expensive. We won't know till we get there, but it's gonna be a while. I don't expect to get down to that town this week. Next week at the soonest, most likely. Is like the closest, I think. Because I think that we'll probably, like, 14 may get us the dragon, but I think we'll need to be 15 to like really dig into the southern area. I think we could go a little bit further south now. But some of these enemies we're fighting are like just tough enough. But and how long will we be this rich for? I don't know, because we may get down there and it's like, oh, you're gonna need 25,000. I don't think anything goes that high. I could be wrong. But it could be asking ridiculous stuff. However, I do know that is basically the final town. And so there's one more level of weapon and possibly armor waiting for us. I think we're topped out on armor. There may be a better shield. Hopefully we're gonna reach the town and buy it without much gold to spare. Yeah. I want to say after this, the next big upgrade we get is stuff we have to find. I believe there is armor, Erdrick's armor. We have to find Erdrick's armor at some point, which heals us every step, but also lets us go through the swamps without suffering damage, which is very nice. Only 500 points away. Mithril armor. Yeah. I think that's that might be what that guy in the southern cave over in the southeast, that may be what he was complaining about, because we don't have Erdrick's armor, so we don't really have proof that we are Erdrick's heir, or that we are like chosen by Erdrick's ghost to carry on. But we've got the other stuff, like we've got the sunstones, we've got the rod of rain, right? The staff of rain, the stones of sunlight. Also, we have yet to encounter the golem that this fairy flute is for. It's not Goldman, even though he is a golem of a sort. But this is gonna be like real touchy, because I want to get to level 14, and then I really want to try and tackle that dragon again. And I may just really be underestimating the level I should be at to fight that dragon. But I think we can push it. I really think we can push it at 14. If I could get it to go to sleep, or our power will raised enough, I think we can do it. Not what I think of when I think of wyverns. The wyverns are like not my favorite design enemies in this. They look very strange. They look like buzzards. They look like buzzards. Level 1 million. Yeah. Well, part of it is the level only goes to 20, and you definitely don't need to be max level in most cases to take on the final boss of the game. You could do it about 17, depending on your stats. So, like, I don't expect the dragon to actually require that much more. Yeah, and there's 3-4 different types of wyvern creatures, including the star wyvern, which apparently is a wyvern from space. I mean, typically wyverns are just like dragons that let me see it again. See the weird thing, this wyverns typically have at least the ones I think of have like legs, like hind legs and wings, but no like forearms, no like front arms. But they would usually have like back claws, and this thing has like no legs. It's all wing. It's all wing. Bat wings, legs, no arms. Yeah. But this thing is just all wing. Cow! And it's got like the weird donut collar going on. There's definitely some weird alien creature here. Oh no, it's dodging me. Don't you dare, wyvern. Don't you dare. Don't think about it. All right. Let's keep ourselves healed up just a bit. We haven't run into like the knight or like those tougher strain in a bit, which is good. Getting a lot of gold man. I really don't like gold man now because I don't want the money as much. Definitely alien like Clefairy. Yeah. Well, the further evidence is that, like, I honestly, I don't know that any of this is like actual Dragon Quest lore, but one of the variants of these things are tough. One of the variants of the wyvern is the star wyvern, which in my mind implies that they come from space. I'll have to see play Dragon Quest Builders. I have one of them. I may have Dragon Quest Builders too. I did buy Dragon Quest Builder. Which system? I don't remember, because I had Dragon Quest Builders 2 for the PS4. I thought my nephew might be interested in it. He was not. He was not. I'm interested in the game. I thought it looked fun. But I haven't touched it. Because he kind of took over the PS4. The PS4 ended up like the Wii did. Or like it ended up with my folks. But my stepdad bought like a basketball game for it and was hoping to get my nephew to play it. And my nephew was just not interested at all. Like, at all. I felt bad. But he will play Wii Bowling. He'll play Wii Bowling with his grandparents. But like now, it's like I have difficulty getting either of those consoles back. I have to like hound them about it. Like, so do you still play Wii Bowling? Because I'd like to get my Wii back. That's just one more console I do not have room for in here. Apparently punchables are where it gets filtered. Really? That's bizarre. I can see a reasoning, but it's not a very good one. And it's like, that's abusive and bullying language against the streamer and other chat members. You can't have that. Wyvern has a punchable face. I agree with that 100%. I have seen, I will say, like, most of the time when YouTube automatically blocks a comment, it's from two particular chatters who I will not name, and I've seen some of the things that they posted that it blocked and agree, no, you should block that. But then there are other times where I'm just shocked by what YouTube has decided, like, nah, not this word. Really? Really? You don't want that word? And then the next, you know, phrase is like, really? It let that through without issue? Oh boy. Okay, I better die with this attack. Okay. I was banking on it being low enough. Because I was like, if I heal, I may not get enough hit points back to survive it. Yeah, I think it would be best if we headed back. One more rest. One more cycle should put us over the edge. Yeah, I was going through some internal calculation there. Like, if I heal, I'll get probably 20 some hit points, under 30 hit points. And this guy does like 20 plus damage potentially in a hit. So I might heal and then just take close to enough damage to kill me, or enough damage to kill me. But the number of times I've hit him and the amount of damage I've done, he should be close to dying. And as long as I don't miss, this should kill him. And I was like, oh, is it worth it? Is it worth it? But that's why I'm saying, you know, I have almost 8 grand on me now. It's like anything that is a potential death is like, oh, the money. So much money gone. When the reality is, like, by the time we finish this game, we'll probably have like a fat stack of coins, because we'll reach a point where the money like ceases to have any real value outside of sleeping in it in potentially. Once you've purchased all the equipment there is to purchase, there's really not much more to use it for. This game doesn't have any of the stuff you see in a lot of RPGs where it's like, there's the person you can opt to give money to. You can opt to give money to this person for an optional side thing. Nothing like that. Except for the keys. Keys are like that. Love that point so much. Only time I'll be richer than God. Yeah. I love in an RPG where you get so much money that you can just have like the max item. Like, yeah, I will carry 999 healing items. Just give me all of it. Max out everything. I like that in Elden Ring. Like, so much money in Elden Ring that I'm just like, give me 999 arrows. Give me 900. I forget what the max is. There's a maximum amount you can store and a max you can carry. I'm like, just give me all the arrows you have. Give me every single arrow. There's like one vendor in Elden Ring who will sell you an unlimited amount of arrows, because everyone else like has a limited amount. There's one vendor who has a bottomless pit of arrows to sell you. Just like, give me all of them. I never want to have to worry about arrows again. Give me every tonic you have. Give me all the campfires. Give me all the tents. Give me everything. And then you still have like, you still have more money than you'll ever be able to spend. Big old money bags. Yeah. It's also funny, like an RPG where like you finish the game with like 100,000 gold because you just stopped needing to spend it on anything and you just kept accruing it, but you didn't need it anymore. And then you get like you finish the game and it's like your reward is like 1,000 gold for like a huge boss, and you're just like, oh great, what is that, like one gemstone? Like throw it in the pile, throw it in the vault. Thanks for nothing. We are 116 points away from the next level. 110 points, because Goldman gives Bupkis for XP. We're going to hit that level. We're going to fly home. We're going to rest at the inn. We're going to go back for that dragon. At least I know I can run from the dragon. Can you go for the dragon, hit the level? Yeah. I'm hot to trot on slaying that dragon. It may be too soon. It doesn't seem like we were close last time, but like, if I could get sleep to go off, like right away without getting chewed up too much, it can work. It can work. See what we did there. Pun not intended, but it does work. Dragon did like roast me alive. But at least, like, I know I can run away from it. So that gives me like some hope that it's like, if things turn sour, like I can leave without losing my money. Potentially, possibly. I could just die. 49 points is all that separates us from potential glory. It was a waste, it was only 8 points, but that's fine. 49 points to go. Wolf Lord, contribute your blood. I must consume your flesh to gain your power. 29 points. 2 more fights ought to do it. I don't think anything here gives us 29 points straight out. 2 more fights. Actually, at this point, we could just fight, like, one of these guys, and then, like, just whatever scraps in the way. I could start heading back now. Because we only need 5 points. And here we go. This will push us over to level 14. I was just going to fight a bunch of, like, 1-point slimes, because we're going to encounter them anyway. And we broke 8 grand on the gold. What do we get for this? Power increases by 8. Response speed increases by 6. Hit points increased by 8. Maximum magic increases by 6. All right. Let's return. Rest at the inn. And then we save. I really got to mark down if I've talked to these people or not. Because that's a key. But we got plenty of money for keys. Some say the Garen's grave is home to a silver harp. Okay, we did talk to him. Jeez. I just cannot remember when I encounter these people and I'm like, I did talk to him, right? I'm fairly certain. I'm not confident enough. I should be more confident. Yes, of course I talked to him. But I can't remember because they're all so nondescript looking. I can't remember who told me what. So I see again. Did I talk to him? What did he tell me? My curiosity is better of me. We have 2,481 points for level 15. Okay. Well, no guts, no glory. Or, you know, a lot of guts, my guts, spilled on the floor. We have a sliver more of hit points. Defense power is up. Attack power is up. Oh, the guts and no glory. Yep, more gold than XP. I've got more money than sense at this point. And that's why we're going back to the dragon. One more try before we're done for the night. One more crack at this green devil down here. When he was doing like 20 plus points, so I could take like 3, maybe 4 hits, and then I'm toast. So it's risky. We may take less damage now. We have slightly higher defensive power than we did last level, so we'll potentially take less damage. I don't know, because there's not a specific stat for magic besides your magic points, how it determines the success or failure of spells. I imagine it draws something from the level versus the enemy's power level or level. They may have some level that's defined internally. That would be my guess, but I don't know it. All right, if I have to use a heal, I'll use a heal. But I'm hoping I can just walk back and forth here and get my health back, since these things really can't hurt me. Well, physically. Emotionally, they can. They can always scar me in ways I cannot recover from. Scorpion. What does it do? We get little script scraps of XP too. Every little bit counts. Every little bit helps. Do 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 do. All right. Oh, these last few points, just make sure. Okay. All right, here we go. Will it go to sleep? We put the dragon to sleep. All right, how many hits will we get before it wakes up? Oh no, we only got one. But it only did 15 points of damage. It did 22 points of damage. Okay. Can I put it to sleep again? Oh no! Okay. Oh my god. Okay. All right. I'm not giving up yet. We're going back in. Cuz some of its attacks were doing less damage. Oh no. Okay. Oh, baby. It's staying asleep. Oh, we did it. That was it. He just had to stay asleep. Oh, we may have been only one hit away from killing it when I left before. Because I'm fairly certain their hit points come back. I don't think I could run and fight it again. I think the hit points reset. So, but we could have probably risked one more hit. If we're at 1 HP, we may have won it. 45 experience, 127 gold. That's nothing. That's insane. Wouldn't it suck if this magician showed up and just killed us? But we got it. All right. Oh! She looks horrifying. His color palettes are wild. Thou art brave indeed to rescue me, Jum! I am Gwaelin, daughter of Lorik. Will thou take me to the castle? Sure. Oh! I'm so happy. Princess Gwaelin embraces thee. No loot? Okay. Oh, look at that! Oh, that's so adorable. Hold on, I gotta put you down for a second. Don't mind all the gore on me. Just put her in your pocket. just like in Laplace's Demon, where we find that lost child and just insert her into the inventory. Yep. Like actually caring. All right, can I just use spells here? Okay, I don't want to carry her through a poison swamp. That's not very cool. We'll just fly home. Let's return her to her father. That's very cute to me. These guys have anything to say? King Look, or record the deeds. These guys don't even know what's going on here. Kentucky Princess murders mask when you put her in a bottle. Yep. Shrink her bottle, Brainiac to cities. Yeah, she'll be totally safe that way. Here you go. Forever shall I be grateful for the gift of my daughter. Return to her home, Jum. Accept my thanks. Now, Gwaelin, come to my side. Gwaelin then whispers, wait a moment, please. I would give a present to Jum. Please accept my love, Jum. And I would like to have something of thine, a token. Please give me thy torch. Even when we two are parted by great distances, I shall be with thee. Okay. She took the torch. I'm pretty sure, I'm almost positive, the only reason she asked for something in return is to make sure that your inventory is not full. So she can give you that. What's up, Brother Doom? Welcome in. Good to see you. All right, so now we have saved. We will continue. Let's talk to the princess. We're in now. Now we're in good with the princess, which means whatever happens down the road, we're going to be made in the shade. Dost thou love me, Jum? Sure, why not? I'm so happy. I can hear that delightful tune like anytime we want. All right, what is this item we got? Gwaelin's Love. Well, I guess you can put a price on it because it's an inventory. You could probably go sell it somewhere. Heed my voice, Jum. For this is Gwaelin. To reach the next level, thou must raise thy experience points by 2,370. My hope is with thee. I love thee, Jum. Okay. So now we can just phone home. We still can't save. We can't save remotely, right? But we can phone home and get our experience total. But there is something else that she does too. We have to leave the castle for this. So we can call her all the time with this trinket. From where thou art now, the castle lies 2 to the south and 4 to the west. This will be useful later when we're trying to look for stuff, because we'll need to look in certain directions, and we can always reference back to the castle. So it's an interesting mechanic. It's an interesting mechanic that they use. We've made it. We've made quite a progress now. I want to heal up. I want to heal up before I head back. So now it's just back to the grind. I'm gonna save. Where are we at here? Fully healed, ready to go for next time. So now we will continue our grinding on the southwest continent. We'll keep fighting those enemies. Carefully push forward to the next area and see where things lie. We found Hawk's Nest, which is in ruins. And our next step from there... Oh, actually, I should have told them no. Our next step from there is the city of Cantlin. So Cantlin is over there. So that's where we're going next. Whatever weapons and armor they have on offer there. And whatever we find along the way. Whatever we talk to on the way. Rest then for a while. Oh, very good advice. Very good advice. All right. Well, that's a good jumping off point for this evening. We'll come back to it. We'll return to the southwest continent. We'll grind up. Probably got another level to go before we can really push forward in there. But we'll see. We'll see how far we can get on our way to Cantlin and what we can encounter along the way there, what we can find. I'm trying to think what else is in there. Yeah, and then after Cantlin, we're basically we should probably go to the southern cave and talk to that guy again and see if he has anything. I don't think he will. I don't think he'll have anything new for us. But after Cantlin, we're basically like moving on to the Dragon Lord's Keep, surrounded by a swamp, which is to the west of Rimuldar. It's on a little chunk of land there. We haven't, wasn't it? What's going to go away before I get the point? Right over here. So we've been crossing this area, doing a lot of fighting in here, but over to the northwest of all that, just south of the castle, that's the Dragon Lord's castle right there. Charlock Castle. That's where we'll be heading in the future. So we're a good way of the ways through the game. However, the battles we get, we're only level 14. Or I said we should be at least level 17 before tackling the final battle. So we've still got several levels to go. Before we get there. And the amount of experience necessary to get up to the next level gets progressively higher. So like the grind is on. The grind is on for real now. We're going to expect from this point on, we'll probably only see one level, possibly two. But I think we may get 2 levels down to 1, down to like half a level per stream towards the end. We may not go that low though, because I think by that point we'll be at that, like at level 20. But I plan to take it all the way to level 20. I want to get all the way to level 20, even though I don't really need to, just because I never have. You know, like, I'm going to play through this again. I'm like, might as well go for the gusto. Go for the gusto on it. So that will do it for Dragon Warrior for this evening. We have slain the dragon and rescued the princess, and we are well on our way to the next stage. But don't go anywhere yet, because it's time for Bubble Bobble. Oh yeah, dude, don't head out yet. I still got the bubbling in. Nope. Oh Jesus. Can I get that crown? I want that crown. It's just points. Oh Jesus. Where's the last guy? All right. He's coming. Oh Lord, he's coming. I got him. Now I'm gonna eat your fresh tomato. Delicious. Oh, that's gonna be a fun one. It's gonna be fun. These guys are just gonna be dropping laser beams down on my skull here. I'll give you a preview of what to expect. That's what we get next time. It's me surely dying immediately to these things. If I'm quick, if I'm very quick, and I don't think I could be fast enough. If I'm extremely quick, I could make it down from that bottom platform to the top and get a couple of them straight out, but I'll probably die. But that'll do it for me this evening. Let me see if somebody else is streaming currently. I know Varden was streaming earlier. I thought he was. I don't know if he still is. Nope, Varden ended. Nice beams on my head. Yep. They come for me. They come for me. They chop me good. See a couple people, but there's some people that I have some people too recently. Well, there's plenty of people out there. Varden finished. Yeah, I just saw that. Plenty going on out there. Plenty of people. I'm not gonna pick one because it's all people that I like just sent to like the last time. So, that's probably not something I need to worry about, but I do. I will get a schedule put up as soon as I can. Right now, barring the repairs when the parts come. You know, Monday, Alone in the Dark. Tuesday, Tales of Fantasia. Wednesday, some blender work, doing some blending. Thursday, more Tales of Fantasia. And then back for Saturday, it looks like we'll have a collab. I'll see what the details are on that. And then Sunday, back for more of the grind. One day out of that, the stream will not happen. And I don't know which yet, because I'll be working on furnace repairs. So I will let you know as soon as possible. But I gotta go reconfigure my schedule and try and get something put up tonight with a little disclaimer that like one of these is gonna get canceled. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Monday. I'll say this: if Monday gets canceled, if I have to cancel Monday, I'm just gonna move Alone in the Dark to Wednesday, and then the blender thing will happen some other time down the road. That's my plan right now. Have a good night, you too. Hope all of you have a good evening. I hope your week starts off great. And I hope to see you again on the next one. Until then, thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me. Hope you enjoyed it. And we'll see you again later. Until then, so long, everybody. Bye-bye.